And welcome back to the slopes of Mont. Charlie Bosco and Florian Buller still here. And that was a recap of the two-star event that took place on Tuesday of this week. And that also doubled up as a Belgian championship.
Yeah, that's correct. We have like a long relationship with Belgians here in Nendaz, and that's a two-star event and Belgian championship. Great event.
And the best 8 riders qualify to take part today.
Yeah, that's correct. The best 8 riders total, they got a qualification, basically a wild card to ride today and to show what they can on the famous Mont.
And speaking of the Mont, the safety obviously is priority number 1 here. The face has been bombed. Just talk us through quickly the process of securing the face before the competition.
We normally secure the face, we bomb it a few days ahead the competition. There's ski patrollers riding it down, and then the day of the competition, we put some bombs in it as well, just to make it safe and yeah, for everyone.
Let's check it out. Julien, we were expecting to, we were expecting Julien. We can't find Julien Hess, who's the Freeride World Tour. So for now, we're stuck with a very special guest, Florian Buller, who is our head judge here in Nendaz. We talked about, just briefly, about the safety. We've just seen the video as well. We need to give a big shout out to Manu Fournier, who is basically the head of the securing the faces. We talked about it earlier. Talk as well about the weather and how we go about predicting when we're going to have the competition, when we confirm. What does that process involve?
Yeah, we have like a close relationship with the ski patrollers here, mountain guides, but we have as well our own meteorologist who gives us regular updates every day, so we can actually define 48 hours before the competition when we will hold the competition and that we can confirm it.
Yeah, and head of security is for the Nendaz Freeride is Bastien Nud, and yeah, he's got a pretty tough job right now. Conditions have not been perfect this week.
No, it was like quite tricky. We had some snow, a lot of wind, and it was really warm. But they've done really a great job to secure the face, and as we mentioned before, safety first, and that's all what counts.
Okay, we talked safety. Let's have a quick look at the video explaining how we get warmed up for this competition here on Mont, which is just minutes away.
Check.
Didn't get much of a briefing.
Briefing? No.
Hey, welcome back to the legendary Mont here in Nendaz, the heart of the Four Valleys. We are smack between Chamonix and Zermatt. The sun is shining, life is good. I've got Dion Newport next to me. Dion, what is your role here at this competition?
I'm the Freeride World Tour advisor and also the head judge for today, so working underneath Florian.
And Mont, we've just talked about it. These are pictures from the helicopter taken live right now.
Incredible.
What are conditions currently like on the face? You probably know as much about it as anyone right now.
Yeah, we flew past the face yesterday and had a look at it. Flo also had a ride on it. The snow conditions look pretty good. It's pretty wind-packed powder in there. It's be really stompable and really nice. So.
Yeah, it was slightly worrying when the foam wind started to blow, but it feels like this face has survived a lot better than a lot of the other faces around here.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice altitude. It's got the right aspect on there, so yeah, we should see a really good show today.
And as we mentioned, you're the head judge. We're about to see a video about how the judging works. We've got the 5 criteria. We'll talk more about it in just a second, but with 50 riders to get through, you've got your work cut out today.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of heavy hitters here. People are hungry to make that cut for the Pro Tour next year. Yeah, it's going to be hard to rank, but she's going to be fun.
Okay, well, before we talk anymore, let's have a quick look at the video for the judging criteria. Dion, talk us through it. There's 5 criteria you're judging by.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an overall impression, and then we go offline, so where they ski down the mountain, how exposed it is, how easy the line could be, and then we go straight into the air and style, which is obviously all about their takeoffs and their landings and obviously what they do in the air.
We didn't rehearse that as well. You got your timing perfect. We had a backflip on screen.
Yeah, there we go. I've done this before.
Not your first rodeo.
No, exactly. And then obviously we go straight into fluidity, which is a really major part of free riding now. Keeping things fast and fluid, keeping that energy of the run up all the way through. And then obviously control, which is super important. And then lastly, technique. So it's all an overall, it's all out of 100, and it's all that gut feeling.
And I guess the key thing is that you're not comparing apples and oranges. You're not comparing snowboard with ski, so it's not so much the score, it's the ranking you want.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not, the scores are dependent on the day. It's all about ranking each rider individually.
And just quickly as well, explain, we can see the start gate high on Mongon. Right at the bottom, we've got the finish gate. And they're judged until they get through the finish gate.
Exactly, yeah.
There's been some issues in the past, naming no names. Drew Tabke.
That's a classic now.
But they are judged until they get through the gate.
They are judged all the way to the finish line. Today there's quite a bit of avalanche debris at the bottom, so we have briefed them that if they shut down their speed at the bottom, we're not going to dock their fluidity. But apart from that, it's all the way to the finish.
Yeah, speaking of which, we're just looking at Mongon. We're right opposite the face. We've got pretty much a bird's eye view of what's going to go on. The face has been bombed. There is some avalanche debris at the bottom. You said you're not going to mark them down, but you're still expecting them to ride that debris in pretty good style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the last couple features here, people are going to be coming out pretty Mach 10. As long as they just show control through there, then we're not going to crush them too much.
And talk, if you would, about the difference between control and technique, because I think that's one of the things that's sometimes confusing when you're watching free riding. You're not really judging whether they have classic technique. No,
exactly. Yeah, so technique nowadays, there's too many ranges of where people come from, not just ski racing, but park and all the other backgrounds. So it's more about if their hands are flailing or if they're in the back seat or out of control. It kind of, technique and control kind of blend together a little bit.
So it's more about the universal do's and don'ts of skiing. As long as you're doing more of the do's than the don'ts.
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah. A really good way that I explain it to qualifying riders or juniors is it's a video run. If the top run should probably make the cut for a movie. That's how we kind of look at it as well. So.
Okay, no pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, first up here on Mongon, we've got the snowboard men. So before we do anything else, we'll give you a quick introduction to them. We've got 11 men competing today. Let's have a look at them.
Excellent. It's me?
That's you. Thanks, man.
And you got Liam coming with you now. So.
Liam.
Yeah.
Welcome, Liam Pfeiffer of Canada. Apologies for the noises you might just have heard then. As Dion left, he accidentally kicked the headset, so the headset's now covered in snow. Sorry. Yeah. Cold ears.
Used to it.
And you competed yesterday in the qualifiers. How was that?
I did. It was awesome. I laced my line, got to the bottom, and as I was skiing out, I caught an edge on this tough snow and had a bit of a tumble, so unfortunately I didn't make it. But it's okay because I'm pretty actually stoked to watch everyone on this face.
Yeah, it was difficult yesterday. They bombed the qualifying face. We should explain, actually. We've mentioned the qualifying a bit today. They bombed the face. yesterday, and there was a lot of debris came out of the bottom. It went pretty big here. People were getting big airs off the crown walls.
Yeah, they did their best to keep it safe, but you know, as a rider, it's a double-edged sword. You want it to be safe, but you want it to be good, and a lot of riders were getting worked in that avalanche debris out of the bottom.
Yeah, we had a couple of competitors, one of whom we're going to see today, and when they came out the bottom, it looked like he'd been fired out of a cannon.
Yep.
He made that decision. He obviously hit the avalanche debris, made that decision. I'm just going to point it, and I'm going to hang on.
That's sometimes the best thing to do.
Trust your din setting.
Yeah, trust your din setting, trust your gear.
But I've been saying to a couple of people, it feels like conditions have survived pretty well on Mongon.
Yeah, it looks a lot better than I expected. I didn't get a chance to look at it yesterday, but looking at it now, it looks really smooth. It's going to be a fast one, and takeoffs look good, landings look good, and it's going to be a show for sure.
Yeah. And where do you ski out of in Canada? Where's your home resort?
Whistler Blackcomb.
It's a hard life, hey?
Hard life.
I think the reason everyone likes you so much is you don't complain.
I try my best not to, man. We're pretty privileged to be out here enjoying the mountains the way that we do. So, no sense in complaining.
And you can see there, I think the first ride is just about in the start gate. It's going to be Gilles Nendaz of Belgium. Snowboard men up first. And we've got 11 of them, including a Mexican, not known for its free-riding heritage.
Some comps in the day, when I was a junior, Liam Rivera was actually in them, so he's a familiar name on the start list, and I think it's really cool to see him sticking with it and representing his nationality proudly.
Yeah, I think it's great. He skied well yesterday in the qualifiers. And there we can see Mongon. It is a perfect day. There's some pretty threatening black clouds gathering over to the west, but I can't say they're any worse than when we got to the venue about 2 hours ago. So we're hoping for perfect conditions. I think the starters will be pretty keen to get the athletes down the face as quick as they can. We have got bad weather forecasts for later in the day, so I think the cadence is going to be pretty quick. You can still see some of the riders making their way up the face. It's not too bad a hike, hey? Maybe half an hour?
Oh, longer than that. I would say it's close to about an hour.
Really?
Yeah, they got to go up and down.
Ah, there's the col you got to go down to,
yeah. Yeah, it's deceivingly long. It's deceivingly long. I'd be happy to be one of the forerunners this morning who got their helicopter ride up.
Yeah, we had about half a dozen forerunners down the face.
Yeah.
I saw some of them ski, and other ones you can just see the tracks. It looks pretty smooth. Snow looks pretty good. We've talked about it. It seemed like it survived pretty well.
Yeah, definitely hit by the wind, but it looks like you can hold an edge, and that's what matters.
These shots live from the helicopter. We are ready to roll. Charlie Bosco and Liam Pfeiffer here to talk you through. Liam, you're joining me for the ski men as well, hey?
I am, yes.
You're going right through.
Sticking right through the men's categories.
Yeah, and we're hoping to have Elizabeth Gerritsen joining us for the women's competition. She's having a great year on the Freeride World Tour.
Yeah, she's been crushing it. She'll be able to give some great feedback because she was one of those forerunners on the face, and it'll be interesting to see what she has to say, having just been down this in the morning.
So it must be pretty close to the first runner. As I say, it'll be Gilles Nendaz of Belgium, Christophe Chalet of France, and then Ludovic Guillaudia, who's also been on the Freeride World Tour for 2019. He'll be coming down third. Must be pretty inspiring when you compete against guys like that.
Yeah, it's it's really humbling. And my favorite thing so far is just that everyone just acts like one big family. You know, everyone's so receptive and welcoming of new people, and it's just one big freeride family. And it's just everyone just wants to let those good times roll. So, and it's cool to see that kind of pass down through the tour, down to the qualifiers, down to the juniors, and we all want the same thing, and that's to have fun. And it's great to be a part of it.
And then we can see the start list. As I say, we've got 11 snowboard men. That's the first 10. Gilles Nendaz of Belgium will be first out, as I mentioned. Pretty strong lineup. A couple of Kiwis coming out later on. And there, Liam Rivera, as we mentioned earlier, coming from Mexico, proudly representing. And riding pretty well yesterday in the qualifiers, hoping for more of the same, I'm sure, here on Mongon. face really is split into three parts. You've got pretty much the central couloir, and then you've got lookers left and lookers right.
Yep.
Both lookers left and lookers right got some, you can see the effects of the bombing.
Yep.
There's some debris down the bottom, there's some little crown walls. I wonder if someone's going to get creative with them like they did yesterday.
Yeah, this the beautiful thing of this face is that whether you go lookers left, lookers right, right down the middle, everything is hittable, and I really think we're going to see some really creative lines and some big airs all over the face.
Yeah, it's one of those awesome faces where as a skier you look at it and you think, oh, I'd go there. Oh no, I'd go there. I'd go there. I'd go there.
Just standing there with Dion previously, we were just looking at all the features that go, and it's just endless, the possibilities. So I'm quite excited to see what these riders put out for us.
Gilles just being made to wait. Looks pretty ready to go. Okay. Just been told we're ready to roll. Somebody's just skied the face. I thought that might be Gilles. No, but it's someone getting off the face. Trespasser.
Trying to get a better view for the show.
Okay, high five from Gilles Nevens. He drops in. The first rider is underway on Monde. Nice little air early on. Looks like he's heading out lookers left. Some rocks pretty high up there. Might get an early air here. Nice. Lands it smoothly again, pushing out left. And again, cutting out left. There's some smooth snow underneath him. If he pushes further left again, it hits one of the crown walls and a bit of the debris, but he's found a nice, clean line. Another smooth air. Little indie grab. Curving down the lower section. It looks like he's going to cut out left onto the ridge. Maybe try and find another air. He does. Nice little shifty. Onto the lower face. Can he find another air?
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah, nice run. And as I mentioned, little smooth air.
Beautiful.
Off the crown wall where the bombing took place. Now he's onto the debris. Just scrubbing a bit of speed. Let's see how much he gets thrown around by that debris. Not too bad.
That was a beautiful run. That's a tough one to open up on. Hey, it was really fluid.
4 airs.
4. Beautiful, and such a creative transfer at the bottom. You know, that's my favorite thing about watching snowboards in any level is the hits that they find are just so unique to what a skier can look at. It's incredible to watch.
Heli's just flying past us now. On its way back up the face. Super smooth first run. I think a lot of our questions about the snow conditions are answered there.
Yeah, beautiful. He, you know, you can see him throwing some snow up in the air, so there's a little bit on top. It's just, I think they're going to have a great time.
There we go, 74.67. We were chatting earlier with a couple of the judges. It's not about the score, it's about the ranking.
Yes.
So we'll see where that puts him
yes.
as time goes by. But 74.67.
Yeah, that was a beautiful run. Christophe Charlet.
Christophe Charlet of France. Skiing out of Chamonix. If you've been to Chamonix, the Charlet name is everywhere. They're like a mafia.
I'll look out for it when I take a trip.
Previously, been on the podium 3 times here in Nendaz. And he's heading out even further left. He's right on the skyline. As we look at him, we can barely see him from where we are. Now he drops onto the face proper. He's got a specific jump lined up by the looks of things. Just scrubbing a bit of speed. Is he going to push out left into the furthest left gully?
Oh.
Nice big air off
Awesome.
the cornice. And again, just scrub some speed. He's right above the ridge. Another nice air. I thought he was going to go for the double. Just had to kill a tiny bit of speed. Not a dissimilar line to Gilles so far. particularly in this lower section. It looks like he's trying to find some air through those drops again. Nice, pushing out left. Is it that same creative double that you mentioned? No, he's going to go straight down. And
Right off the nose.
nice big air to finish. And he's avoided the worst of the avalanche debris. Now he hits it. Pop back to the finish. We mentioned earlier, the riders are judged all the way to the finish.
It's the most heartbreaking thing. We see it at every level where people throw down an awesome run and they're about 100 feet from that finish line and they go down. And it's just brutal to watch. Just gutting.
Yeah, there's been a few high-profile cases of that, but that was a nice run, 70 flat. So puts him in second place after two riders. Jules Nendaz still leading the way.
Seeing a nice little different take on that previous run.
Yeah, the lower route wasn't dissimilar, but a really creative top section. Found a nice air off that cornice.
And I think we're going to see tons of that today. People doing very similar lines, but maybe not the exact same. This whole face is wide open for all the riders.
So far, we've only really been able to look at Lucas left on the face.
Yeah.
So Ludovic Guillaudia, previous winner here in Nendaz 2012 and 2017, competing on the Freeride World Tour this year. Again, he goes straight out Lucas left. He's right on the ridge of the Monde. Again, nice little creative air. Going pretty full line. Interesting, chose to avoid those rocks. Nice! And
Awesome.
super smooth. No hesitation. You can see the class of Ludovic. That was such a smooth backflip. If you can keep it clean here, surely this has got to put him in a very early lead. No, the nice smooth air.
Gapping the rock there.
So again, he's pushing out to this exact same spot. It's that rock band we saw the first two riders down. Perhaps lining up the double, or will he go for the straight down? Goes to the straight down. Smooth as you like. Slightly heavy landing at the end, but a super nice run. That backflip, for sure the best air we've seen so far today.
He's holding on. He made it through the debris there. Throwing a little fist pump. He is super stoked.
Yes.
Opening up the inverts for the day. We saw that on the tour a few times. He liked doing his front flips. First time I've seen him do a backflip. Very impressed.
And there we go, 80 flat. New current leader. Such a smooth run. That is the score to beat. That's the performance to beat. It might be the trick to beat.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a few more backflips today for sure. I think that that side is definitely snowboarder friendly. I think we're going to see a few more tracks on that side for sure.
The thing that stood out was the smoothness. Just landed it, and it was a meter after he landed, it's like he'd never done it.
No, yeah.
Just completely in control
It's
instantly.
Smooth like butter, and that's my favorite thing about watching Ludovic ride is
Yeah, it's his signature style.
So smooth, right? And that's, at the end of the day, it's just so visually pleasing for the crowd and the judges. And he was rewarded. So
That's what we're here for. Okay, fourth rider is almost up. Sam Good, skiing out in New Zealand. Temple Basin.
we can see the black bandana on his arm. He's paying a little homage to the recent tragedy in New Zealand. You know, letting his fellow countrymen know that he's standing with them.
It's good to see. That's not the New Zealand we know and love.
No.
This is the New Zealand we know and love.
Exactly.
Ripping it. And first skier, and first rider, I should say, to go out right. He could still cut back left where everyone else has gone from there. It looks like that's what he's doing. Coming pretty much straight down the central couloir. He's right above a big cliff band here. This could be a big air. He takes it nicely. And he's onto that central snow ridge right in the middle of Mongon, heading straight for the cameraman. Needs to give him a miss. And heading for another big air potentially.
Nice.
Just took it a bit smaller. If you go a bit lower on that rock, you can get an awful lot more air than that, but it was nice and smooth. And this is a final one coming up. Just a little bump on the landing. It's a nice clean run from Sam Good. He's safely out through the avalanche debris. Nice run.
Beautiful run, yeah, really opening up that central line through the middle, finally putting a track through those bigger airs that we're definitely going to see some big airs on those. I was talking with him earlier, and I think he wanted to drop into that techie zone right in the middle, but it looks like he hesitated away from it and went for the big air instead.
Yeah, Sam Good in what's been a tough few days for New Zealand, laying down a super nice line. 64.33 puts him in fourth place.
I just love how we've already seen so many different lines from the snowboard category.
Yeah.
You know, they're not following one format. They're all riding what they wanted to ride on this very creative face. And I love watching this type of event.
Clément Bochaté of Chamonix in the start gate, fifth rider out. Ludovic Diat currently leading the standings with an 80. Never finished higher than 8th here in Nendaz. Clément, what can he do today? Again, he's heading out left down that ridge. There's loads of little features to play with out on that ridge. He's ignored them so far. It looks like he's definitely got one in mind. You kind of feel like he's aiming for something super specific.
He's lining it up.
Yeah, he's in quite a cluster of boulders there.
The mini golf zone.
And this is the one that Ludo backflipped. Was that a big 3?
Big 360, yeah.
Nice. So exactly the same rock Ludovic hit. He came at it from a slightly different place, found his way through the boulders. But it was the same rock, and he got a nice end. It's another 3, and he just can't quite land it. Hadn't quite finished the rotation when he landed. He stayed on his feet. Still going. Super smooth, stomps the final landing. And he's just onto that lower space. I think he's looking for a final air hit. Perhaps just lost a tiny bit too much speed, but still takes a big air, but again just slaps down slightly backseat as he landed.
Tough run.
Yeah, tough run.
Tough run. It's always heartbreaking when you're the first person to go down, but I think we're going to see some big airs, some big crashes, but really creative, really finding a new track off that lip. Just unfortunately couldn't quite get it around.
Yeah, first 360 was super smooth, and the second one looked like it didn't quite get round.
Yeah.
It's more of a 300 than a 360. Which is never ideal for the landing, but yeah, nice run. It's good when we see the riders with the ambition.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think this face, especially all the hype around this face, really brings out the best in the riders, and I think they look at this face differently than any other face on this whole qualifying circuit.
Yeah, it's a pretty special event, one of the top 3 free ride events in the world now.
And even from back home, I would always hear about the Nendaz event, and I'm super stoked I'm here to check it out, let alone having a role in the production. But it lives up to the hype. It definitely lives up to the hype, and you can just, this is a free rider's dream right here.
Okay, next rider's already onto the face. Enzo Nilo of also France, going straight down pretty much 4 lines so far. Just grabbing a bit of speed, looks like again like he's got a specific feature in mind. Nice little pop, small air to start, and there's an isolated rock in the middle of the face that he hits with a nice smooth 3. Pretty small air, but he got rotated quickly and he got round and landed it well.
And another
nice 3. Slightly under rotated perhaps that time. 2 3s already, 4 airs already. And now got some serious speed through the couloir. Just Lucas right in the middle of the face. And I think he maybe was hoping to get another air. Slightly bigger than that. He just uses a bit of a crown wall from the avalanche debris to get a 5th air.
Really creative line there, you know, really playing that mini golf style of riding up through the top, and he made it look great, right? Two 3s and just some big beautiful turns, and judges love seeing that, right?
Yeah.
It makes the sport look so incredible.
Kind of looked like lower down he might like to get a bit further right.
Yeah.
Looked like he maybe had something in mind and just ended up too high, or the face just wasn't wasn't going quite how he expected it to.
That's the tough part about this sport is you can look at it all you want, but until you're coming into a feature, you never actually know, right?
Let's have a look at Enzo's score coming up now.
58.33.
58.33, maybe a bit lower than we were expecting. What do you think that might be for?
Yeah, I think it might be because he took a little bit more of a conservative line down that side, hitting some smaller features. You know, there's a lot of hype here, and I think that the judges want to see some big, chargy airs, and he went for the playful style, and I think he might have been docked for that a little bit.
Finn Duffy, also of New Zealand. Super smooth run in the qualifiers. Really nice 3. What's he got in store for the 4-star final here in Nendaz and the legendary Monde, which remains bathed in sunshine so far. Big air off that first boulder, just had to screw a bit of speed or he might have got a second one he didn't really want. Now he gets the second one he does want. Now he gets the third one. Massive backflip, and he's carried so much speed towards the cliffs.
No. Whoa.
Oh, it goes huge off the cliff.
Yeah.
He's already celebrating.
Oh,
He's had a fist pump halfway down.
That's incredible.
That was awesome. Has he got another air for us? Super smooth, stomps the landing, bit of a heavy last landing. It may not be his last landing, maybe he's got another one. Goes big again.
No.
And again a slightly heavy landing, just slightly back seat, almost sat down.
Incredible
What
run.
a line.
Incredible run. You know, straight from that big flip into a techie landing and right off a takeoff. No hesitation. That was awesome to watch, and I hope he gets rewarded for that. And he comes from a park background, so I had a feeling he was going to throw a trick in there. I could feel it.
Oh man, my heart rate. Because he came off that air. He's like, I don't know if that's clear at home. He landed that air. You were right above one of the biggest cliff bams on the face, and he just
stomped it.
He knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He scrubbed just enough speed. We're looking up at his the mark where he landed. He carried exactly the right amount of speed to not make the air too big, but to clear the lower section of the cliff.
Incredible run. Incredible.
That was massive. Be interesting to see how the judges see that, because I think it was 6 airs in total. The 5th one, quite a heavy landing. The 6th one, a really heavy landing. So it might get marked down slightly, but
you know, a little bit of a washout. But
if they were scoring for ambition, that would get 100. Let's have a look. 83, new leader.
That I knew that would be the result. That was an incredible run from Finn.
And that is, you were mentioning it earlier, when we might have been expecting slightly higher score, that the judges want to see that ambition.
They do.
They'd rather you went for it, I guess, and it wasn't quite perfect, than you kept it conservative.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They want to see you ride the venue for what it is. And he did exactly that. He threw down an incredible run. Again, skiing for his, riding for his country, sorry.
Alex Soria of France now in the start gate. 3rd in the 2-star event earlier in the week. Finn Duffy already won 2-star freeride qualifiers this year in his home country of New Zealand. He's leading the 4-star event here on Monde in Nendaz, the legendary Nendaz Freeride. 8th rider is out the gate, Alex Soria. Going for that series of boulders. Maybe just missed a second. Going to hit the Finn Duffy rock. Does. Again, slightly heavy landing. But held on to it. Held it out right. And now this is a completely new line. This is a part of the face we haven't seen yet today. This is hard skiers right. You're almost at the col that we talked about on the walk up.
Yeah, he took it all the way to the edge.
And now he's coming back. I was going to say there's no really big airs out to the right, but when you come straight down from where he is, there definitely are some big airs.
He could be lining up this big feature down here. We'll see. Yeah, he's going for it.
This is a big cliff. Almost comes to a standstill.
Beautiful.
Stomps it and rides away. It's quite a flat landing. He did really well to hang on there.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but right where he landed, there's a little flat spot.
Yeah, that looks like a bit of a tough landing because it rolls away as you land, right? Again, following previous rider off that first air right into the pepper and those rocks and just sneaking right through it. New creative line, and like I said, you know, each line is a new thing, and it's awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Great show.
Judges got a difficult job, hey?
They do.
It's in the
They
eye of the
really
beholder.
do. I'm happy we have such an experienced panel of judges at this event because this is where you need that.
So this was the drop we're talking about. You can see right there.
Yeah.
Didn't make it look flat, but it is.
No, yeah, and
It's a bigger impact than maybe it looked.
he had a little hesitation, but stomped it.
72. So it puts him in 4th place as it stands, Alex Soria. So we've got 3 riders to go, so no one even guaranteed a place on the podium. Even Finn Duffy, our current leader. All to play for. Thomas Rich of Spain, he was 3rd here last year in Nendaz. Here comes Thomas Rich. Beautiful images out of the helicopter here at the Nendaz Freeride. Nice big air to start. Is he heading for the backflip rock? He's not. That's the first time anyone's hit that little drop. Didn't hit it on the biggest part. So he's been out right. Now he's heading back. Lucas left. Another nice smooth air. Just had to scrub a little bit of speed before the second one. And he's heading out onto the ridge where we saw the first 3 riders go. Another nice air. Pretty smooth. And he's going for the straight down option, and again, smooth air.
That line seems to be the snowboarder's choice right there. I think it's really smooth the rim to make those turns between features. Beautiful run, making it look super smooth. The Spaniard.
Don't think he's going to challenge Finn at the top of the order. It was a nice smooth run, but maybe not with the massive airs we saw.
Had a feeling he was playing it a little bit conservatively, hoping for a solid result, and we'll see what he ends up with here. That's always the toughest decision as a rider at any competition is, do you go for it or do you try and get a good, decent result? And I think we see here a rider going for the conservative but extremely solid line.
Yeah, 68.33. Yeah, you're always kind of towing that line, hey, between ambition and ability.
Exactly. It's hard. It's a hard dance to dance for sure.
It is. And most skiers, myself included, know that feeling of running out of talent. It's a horrible old feeling.
It is.
You got to know your limits. That was a super nice, smooth run. But as I say, maybe without the kind of wow factor that we saw with some of the big backflips earlier on. So, Julien Pichel of Switzerland, home rider. Hit a really nice cliff yesterday in the qualifiers. One of the bigger cliffs on the face.
I was really impressed with the level of riding in the qualifiers yesterday. It was just perfect.
He's underway in his home freeride event. Heading out, Lucas left along that ridge. So many features to play with up there. So many different boulder fields. He's avoided the top ones. I think he's got something specific in mind here. Nice, reasonably small but smooth air to start.
Big shifty.
Yeah, nice big shifty on the second air. Merges out into that Kawano. No one's gone straight down. They have now. This is a new line. Can he find a new air? Goes big off that air. And super smooth landing.
Awesome.
Stomped it as he came out.
Incredible.
Looked like he might hit the cliff right off the middle. As it is, he's going to come in Lucas left to Lucas right. And again, nice smooth landing.
Very creative.
So no spins, no backflips. That's super smooth. Final nice air off that, straight down off that cliff. It's becoming quite familiar now. I've seen quite a few riders hit that.
Some big airs, creative line, but I think unfortunately to push and compete with that top position, the judges want to see some tricks. But that was some big creative features, some big hips, and hitting things a new way, and the judges love seeing that. Again, just as all the other snowboarders, making it look so buttery smooth out there. Can't wait to see what the rest of these riders hold in store for us.
Now, this is an amazing finish to the snowboard men here, because we've got Liam Rivera. He was second in Nendaz 2018, third in 2017. He's in the start gate in 2019. It's going to have to be something pretty special, you'd imagine.
Yeah.
We've had two pretty big runs from Ludo and Finn.
We'll see. He's had the chance to see other riders go down, so hopefully he knows what he has to do to try and take that top spot.
Looks like he's just having to wait a little bit longer than he wants, hey?
Yeah.
A lot of the riders have been released super quick.
Yeah.
83 the score to beat. And 80 flat for Ludo.
Such an impressive field today. Really happy with all these snowboard men.
Okay, now he's dropping. Tiny little air just to start. Straight down the middle of the face. Heading out riders right, riders left.
Big, oh.
Man, was he going for the 540 there, you think?
I can't tell. He landed...
slightly over-rotate the 3 or under-rotate the 5?
Can't tell,
We'll
but...
see the replay again. Massive backflip. Can he land it?
Oh.
He can't quite. He's still on his feet. But both landings on the big trick so far have been a little bit messy. He's going big before he finishes. This is a big old cliff he's heading for. Stomps the landing. It's like he's been fired out of a cannon as he comes out the bottom. He scrubs a little bit of speed. You thought he's going to try and get one more air.
Making that technical zone look really smooth. Oh.
Again, slightly heavy landing. He was just kind of winding the windows down.
Yeah. We can see on the face, though, this snow definitely will fight back with you if you land the wrong way. We saw that on his big backflip there. It wants to bounce you back, and I think that's unfortunately what happened on that landing. But impressive riding, and he really was just going for it there.
Let's see what the judges have said. I'm pretty sure that Finn Duffy is going to be the king of Nendaz, though.
I think so. I think he secured that top spot.
There we see it, 30. Gets pretty heavily marked down for those landings, hey?
I think they were definitely seeing some full-on crashes, but he was pushing it. He was really going for it.
Yeah, I guess one man's crash is another man's hard landing.
Yeah, exactly.
And there you can see it, Finn Duffy. He is the king of Nendaz. Ludo has to settle for second, and Gilles Nevens, who was the first rider out, 74.67. Set the standard earlier on, and he's hung on to that podium place all the way.
It's really impressive when a rider who starts the category can stay that high up in the field. The judges need to leave room for the rest of the field, and to be able to keep your score it means you really did something impressive. And
Finn Duffy is stoked. He should be standing right there for the aesthetics. He's too busy high-fiving.
Yeah, he's really happy right now.
Okay, let's have a look at the highlights. That was the
technical.
That was the big air right through that cliff band.
Off that big one right there. Snowboard men really going for it.
Yeah, they set the standard high.
They did. It's impressive. I can tell it's going to be a great show the whole day. They set the bar high.
Okay, without further ado, we're on to the ski men. It's bad weather, perhaps coming here in Nendaz, so we're trying to get through the categories as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And there we can see it.
We can see these clouds kind of teasing us, just hanging out right above us. And
26 men. We'll be skiing this face. And we're underway already. Finn Duffy didn't have a lot of time to celebrate his achievement.
No.
Something tells me he'll be celebrating it for a few hours tonight, though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So Julien Prévost of France, super fluid yesterday, quick as well, hit some cliffs. Took a pretty four-line route down the qualifying face. What's he got in store today? No trick on the first big air. Smooth landing. Heading out Lucas left. Scrubbing a bit of speed. I think he's going to hit this cliff pretty big.
Yeah.
Does. Again, no trick, but a smooth landing on what's a pretty big air. So he's going out Lucas left again. Is he going to cross the ridge? No, he's not. He's going to go pretty much four line on the ridge. Quite a few rocks poking through there.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah, it's technical zone.
You can see he's kind of dodging the sharks.
Making it look easy, though.
He is. Be interested to see what he's got in store for this lower section. There's quite a lot of options down that lower cliff.
Off the nose.
How big is he going? He's had to scrub pretty much all his speed.
Wow.
Stomps the landing, a final little air. Nearly cost him coming off the crown wall where they bombed it.
That was a really creative takeoff on that bottom one, you know, sneaking around those trees. Like you said, scrubbing that speed, so we'll see what the judges think.
Yeah, you think the judges, he'll definitely get marked down slightly, I guess, for that killing the speed?
I think so. It's tough to say. He is the opener for the field, and that's always a tough position to be in, right? But really finding a creative kind of line, utilizing that whole face, right? Going from rider's left all the way to rider's right.
Yeah, it felt like he used a lot of the face, hey?
Yeah, he really did. He got some nice pow turns, too.
Well, as I say, it's got a leader, 65.67. Let's see how long it lasts. It was a super smooth run.
Yep.
But
really solid, really technically sound, too.
No huge tricks.
Unfortunately,
may have cost
not.
them slightly in the scores, but it's early days.
And this men's field is just such a skilled group of riders, and they're on such a perfect face. So I do think we're gonna see some big tricks. Quite excited.
Yeah, Wadek Gorak is in the start gate.
Wadek, I had the pleasure of riding with him this winter. He's just super consistent. Shredder, great guy, big New York Yankees fan.
Guess nobody's perfect. So here goes Gorak, he's still just out the start gate. Quick so far.
Oh,
big three. Manages to knock the speed off. He's definitely got another air in mind. So two big airs so far. Big three off the first one. Again, a new line. This is a huge cliff he's aiming for. Massive backflip, stomps it. He holds on to it. Man, it was like the secondary impact caught him. He landed it and then it was almost fired him back up and almost lost the ski.
Such a solid skier, you know. That was an incredible run. That big 360, big technical backflip, new line, kept it all in one direction. I think he's going to be pretty happy with what he sees on the scoreboard. I mean, I know I'm impressed just watching that. And like I said, that we were seeing that level of riding with him all winter, and you know he's very consistent, and he loves big backflips that we just saw at the Andorra.
That was definitely, I was going to say.
75 for Wadek.
75, maybe slightly scored down for that pretty heavy last landing.
We'll see right here.
So that was the three, that was nice.
Stomped that three, but yeah, a little shifty maybe.
So I assume we're about to see the backflip here.
And it was such a down angle takeoff too, and that's really impressive that he was able to get that around and land that as cleanly as he did.
Yeah.
You know, I probably wouldn't have wanted to backflip that. So good on him. Very impressed with the man. Julien, good friend of mine. Again, I think he's got that black bandana on his arm representing his country, and I think he's he's going to ski for them, and I'm quite excited to see him ski. I haven't skied with him in a long time. Should be laying it down today.
Yeah, a lot of people in the freeride community, myself included, got a lot of love for New Zealand. It's been a tough week.
Yeah, really heartbreaking.
Pretty cool that Finn's already taken a gold for.
Exactly.
So here we go, Julian Hampton.
The light just
Of
slipping
New
away.
Zealand, yeah, it's starting to get slightly grey up there. There's still a bit of sun, so hopefully the light's not too flat. You can still see pretty well. Nice and in control on that first air. And the second goes pretty big.
Stomps it.
Held the landing well. It's one of the lower angle sections of the face where he just landed there, but he took it pretty well. He can go really big if he wants here.
Right.
Yeah, nice. He's just in the shade. It looked like a shifty.
Yep. Bit of a tough landing, but skiing away clean.
We're just got a slight change in light.
Oh! No.
You can see well enough to see the 360.
You know, he really got that big cork 3. Beautiful. That's his style.
So you'll get a score because didn't lose a ski in the fall.
He just punch front flipped and was able to ski away, so we might not see a super low score, but the judges definitely will be docking him on that landing. But such an impressive 3, you know, throwing that hand down, you know, letting it pull him back, getting him corked. Beautiful style. Great run, Jude.
Yes, super nice run. There it is in the finish area. Let's have another look at it. That was his second air, hey?
I think that was his first. He was sneaking through the peppers off that. It looks a little rocky on the takeoff. Big stomp. Not showing the hand drag, but
just wait for his score to come up, and there we have 41.67. Pretty heavily marked down, but understandably.
Yeah. But
again, A for ambition.
Yeah, going for it. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that today from this men's ski field. You know, we can see, though, the snow is soft and smooth as it looks. It's a little bit punchy. It's a little bit grabby. And like I said, today's the day where your technique counts, and you got to be super solid over your skis. It'll eat you up if you let it, if you get loose.
Yeah, I mean, from skiing this kind of aspect and altitude yesterday and what we've seen, it kind of feels like when everything's going great, the snow feels great, but you make a slight error, you get slightly out of position, it's suddenly
it's
in
gone.
trouble.
Yeah, there's not a lot of opportunity to save yourself here. It's a pretty demanding face, but it's an incredibly skilled group of riders, so I think they're going to tackle this beast.
Adrian Hildebrandt, now of Switzerland, 28 years old, third here in Nendaz 2017. Here he comes. Goes quite big off the cat track right at the top of the face. Fast so far. Here goes first big air. Stomps it. Again, cutting out Looker's left. Has to scrub a bit of speed or he would have hit that cliff really fast. Second little scrub of speed. Still hits the cliff pretty big. Not a super smooth landing, but it was a big air. Hit that cliff in one of the highest spots we've seen anyone hit it. Again, cutting out left onto this ridge. We saw more of the snowboard men heading. Super smooth straight down. It's probably the biggest we've seen anyone take that air.
Yeah, that was
he gets a big round of applause.
Yeah, fluid run, no hesitation. Taking some of those airs bigger than we've seen. We can see when they're scrubbing their speed, though, that some of these takeoffs have been hit by the wind pretty hard, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to throw a few riders off as they come into them, but just such a solid run. So fluid.
Yeah, we had a lot of wind recently. No, not more than last night. Last night was probably the strongest.
Yeah,
it's made conditions quite unpredictable. You can see visually there's little bits of the face. 80 for Adrian Hildebrandt.
Current leader. Yeah, the judges, they do want to see those big airs being utilized right down the gut. Hey, that's, I think, the show for the day. He nails it. You can see right here. Stomps almost going over the handlebars, but he saved it. Strong rider for sure.
Yeah, you need to be in this kind of snow and those kind of airs.
I get more and more impressed with the level of riding every year, you know. It's getting harder and harder to compete.
So Alessandro Jossen, also of Switzerland, the 25-year-old skiing out of Fischer Alp. Almost on the podium here a couple of years ago when Adrian, who we've just seen, was third. Alessandro was fourth. Okay, he's underway on that upper face. Again, pretty quick through the upper section. Decides just to kill a bit of speed. Big three straight off that cliff. Ooh, and he just had to kill a bit of speed, already taken the second cliff involuntarily. As it is, he goes out left. That's the biggest we've seen that cliff taken. Keeps his skis on.
Pulling through.
And a massive backflip.
Just going for it though, taking everything
Gets a big round of applause here. Let's just wait to see. It'd be good to see him wave.
Yeah.
Is that a wave or is that him getting himself upright? Seems he's okay.
It's moving, that's a good sign.
Okay.
Just going for it though, and that's what this competition's about here in Nendaz. You've seen previous years, right? And they throw it down, and he's going for it.
That was a pretty intense run to watch because the first big air he took, he was then heading for the second cliff band, and he wasn't quite in control. And you could see he had to kill a bit of speed, or he could have hit it at Mach 10.
That was a good save from him there. Off
he could have landed in the commentary box, and we were like 500 meters away. That would have been huge. But he seems to be okay. He's gone to collect his skis. We've got a really good safety team here in Nendaz, but it looks as if we're not going to need him, which is good news.
You know, but you can really see though how hard this snow is on those bigger landings, right? From his dotted line from his head and feet there. You know, we're not seeing these bomb holes on a powdery day. It's this snow is definitely fighting back a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of means that ambition should be applauded even more, because you could pay a bit of a prize if you get this wrong, hey?
Exactly, and looking back on last year too, when it was, you know, just perfect conditions for this event, right? And now these riders really have to take into account what the snow is doing, what the sun is doing, to really ski their lines right and really nail it.
So he's not going to record a score because he did lose a ski, but he's waving, seems to be okay, he's skiing away. Man, would have been interesting to see what the score had been if he'd stuck that.
He was just going for it. And so impressive too, such a big laid out backflip. No hesitation.
Full commitment.
Full commitment. You got to wonder what's going through these riders' heads sometimes as they come into these takeoffs, right?
Okay, Hugo Hoff of France, a 19-year-old, skiing out of Les Arcs, not a million miles from here in Nendaz. Big backflip to kick things off, and super smooth landing. Not the most forgiving place to land. It's almost slightly flat there, so we've had the big backflip. We've had another big backflip. And he can't quite land the second one. The first one was buttery smooth. He's still going, though. He's going to get a score. Hasn't lost a ski. And
a third
backflip.
This guy, he loves backflips.
God, he can do them that well. Who can blame him? 3 airs, 3 backflips. Nice to finish.
We will see a score.
We're going to see a score. And again, the ambition. These sort of conditions.
Thought he was going to go for that 4th one down there at the bottom.
3 backflips. He wasn't even halfway down the face. He'd done 3 backflips.
Awesome.
What a run.
You know, I know some riders that love backflips or hate backflips, and he is obviously a rider that loves doing backflips. You can tell he's really comfortable with them. One after another almost.
That's just incredible.
I think that would have been the first time I've ever seen that in a competition. 3 features, 3 backflips. Hugo.
Yeah, it was just like clockwork.
Perfect. That first one was just...
That first one was so smooth. As I said at the time, he landed on one of the less steep sections of the face. It doesn't look like the easiest spot to land a backflip.
I think it got wind scoured, so it's a little bit punchier, and I think when you're coming around from that backflip, it might be a little easier than
kind
that,
of solidifies the landing.
than that dense wind buff snow, right? A little like less opportunity to punch front flip up there, I think. It's just hard to tell down here from this angle, but Hugo making it look beautiful.
We've got Elizabeth Gerritsen in the commentary booth later on. She skied. She was one of the forerunners.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how she found it.
Theo in the start gate.
Yeah, Theo Shelley of also Switzerland.
Will we see 4 backflips?
The standard is being set pretty high here. Winner in Nendaz in 2015. It's his only podium hit. All or nothing so far. Will his run be the same? It's going pretty big. And no backflip on that big air. Butter smooth so far, though. From what we've seen, you'd think he needs a really big air somewhere down the line. And I think he might be about to find it.
Wow.
Straight down.
Making that look beautiful.
He's come out there with so much speed.
Oh.
Is he going to go for the big air? He wants it lining up here.
Oh.
Massive backflip.
No.
Oh, he can't quite hold on to it.
Just going for it. That's what this is about.
We're surrounded by the crowd here, and you can hear through the headphones people going, oh, as he approached that last air.
Yeah.
He came at that with a lot of speed. He hit it lower down, which actually meant he went higher than the guys who've hit it earlier.
Using that gravity and letting that gravity, kind of increase his speed and hitting it as a jump almost cross hill. But right before we see that beautiful cliff, throwing it sideways, getting that slough, making it look like a movie, and then just coming in for probably one of the bigger backflips of the day.
Oh man, that was epic to watch. You can see him lining it up. I was thinking, he's not.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, that little bit of doubt, but just so impressive here. Looks like a movie.
Yeah. That's how you land it. And then this is where he kind of chose not to scrub too much speed.
He really came around like he was about to land, and I think that snow was just a little bit harder than he expected. I think on a better day that would have been a land for sure. He came around so solid, just gutting to watch him crash that big one.
Just wait for his score to come up.
Judges are going to have a tough one because that was just awesome all the way up until the end. That got my heart pumping.
Standard's been so high, the judges are having to reward ambition and execution.
Yeah.
Like you can't just be big and loose. You've got to,
it might be one of these tough days where most of the field has a bobble, but a great run, so makes the judges' job a lot harder.
Just got 30 seconds, apparently, I've been told, before the judges are going to give their score. Yeah, that backflip, watching him live, you kind of saw the moment where he wanted to land. You know what I mean? Like he wanted the ground to be a meter higher.
Yeah, absolutely. And he came around like no flailing. He was committed. He wanted to do it. He was doing it. And
that was 68.67. Yeah. Just glanced at the screen. Was that his score?
I didn't see. It's the sun is making it a little tough.
67. Anyway, without further ado, Tom Gratador. They're getting the riders through today. There's bad weather forecast on Mongon. All the competitors all to ride the same conditions if at all possible. Big backflip to start. Smooth landing. I think you're right about that snow.
Yeah.
Made the landing look super smooth. Another backflip. Not quite so smooth on the landing this time. Has he got both of his skis? Just misses the rock. You can see how steep the face is.
Yeah.
So he's lost a ski, and I think the ski might take the full ride. Certainly carried on down the face. It may stop.
Unfortunately.
Still going. Again, massive backflip.
We can see that snow, though, is definitely going to be a bit of a challenge if you land even in the slightly wrong position. Looking like he is going to have a solid run up until then.
One of the safety crew heading straight for him. It seems he's back on his feet. We haven't had a big wave from him, but it's probably just...
It's so hard as a rider when you crash to, want to get your gear and get down the slope, it's hard to think about that wave, and then as soon as you get a little bit of clarity, then you give that wave. Gear just all over the mountain, unfortunately.
Okay, while the amazing safety crew got here in Nendaz do their thing, let's have a quick look at the best of the action we've had so far. Here we go. Here's some of the best stuff we've already seen today. The safety crew seem to be on the scene. Everything looks okay. The problem, of course, is that the second ski is quite a long way down the mountain.
That's it's heartbreaking. At least it didn't. Oh wow! And it has slowly made its way all the way to the bottom.
I was just looking for the ski. Where is it?
It's all the way down at the bottom.
Oh, good spot. Okay, yeah, that is a long way down. That's going to feel an awful long way down on one ski.
But it just goes to show that this snow is a little firmer than it actually looks, and I think that we saw with Tom as he fell. You keep going, you keep tumbling, and
yeah, good to see he's okay. That was a pretty bad tumble.
Yeah, I'm glad he stopped himself when he did.
He's actually stopping where one of the safety or camera guys is. I wonder if he might actually just stay there. Because it's a long way to ski down on one ski.
They might be holding him for the next rider, depending on where this next rider drops. They do run a tight show here.
So there you can see him. Yeah, he's just standing on the ridge. We'll see what they do. But anyway, he seems to be okay. That's a good thing. But he's got a pretty unenviable ski down one ski. So Victor Laudel, the 20th rider we're going to see today, he's out the door. He's underway, carrying a lot of speed to the top section.
This light is just disappearing on him.
Yeah, light's suddenly gone pretty flat. Doesn't seem to be holding him back. Goes big with the first air.
Wow.
Smooth landings, heading out. Skiers right, lookers left. Straight onto another big cliff. Nice. Found a really creative way off it. Stomped the landing.
Solid.
Is this big air number 3 coming up? Yes, it is. It's another smooth landing. Again, pushing out lookers left. This was the line we saw a lot of the snowboarders on. And he looked like he just needed a little more speed for that air, but he's still going to take it, and he's still going to land it nice and smooth. Wow. The final little pop off the crown wall.
Really utilizing the big airs across the whole venue. Impressive. Keeping it really solid into that avalanche debris, too. We know that run out on that side of the venue is a bit tough to manage.
Yeah, that's got the biggest avalanche debris, hey, by far.
Big crown right as they land, too. It's, you know, they're landing, and as they're coming up onto their feet, it drops away to ice. So good on him for staying on his feet there. Impressive. No hesitation.
So scores just about to pop up. There it is, 71.33. It's enough to put him in third place so far.
Impressive, yeah. Well deserved.
Yeah, that was interesting. No huge tricks. Just super smooth airs. Some of them pretty big.
You know, we see that across the field. The riders that are okay with the big tricks, and the riders that just absolutely ski a near perfect run, but no big tricks. Tough day for the judges. No doubt.
Mathieu Geschwantner now. He's out the gate. One of Austria's finest, and that's saying something.
just missing the rocks on that landing there.
Goes big on that air.
That big grab.
Yeah, a little blunt grab. And again, he's taking the line through the cliffs. He's carrying a lot of speed. Now he just begins to scrub it off. Wow. Just misses the bum hole. Nice air. Will he get one more? Looks like he's going for it. Well, maybe a slight hesitation before that last air. He wasn't quite sure where to hit it maybe, or how much speed to carry.
You know, that air, I can tell just from looking at it, would be quite intimidating coming into it, as it does look like one big jump with just, you can't see behind it. Extremely impressed with the way these guys are coming into it with such speed. High level of riding today.
Clouds gathering around Mongon now. We've said it a couple of times. Feels like the light's still okay, but it's a little grey.
It's teasing us, you know. It comes in and then goes away for a second, right, as these riders drop. But unfortunately, this patch looks like it is here to stay for the next rider, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is Andy Vogel, a 28-year-old Swiss rider who's in the gate as we see Mathieu Geschwantner get his score. Score of 77. Just wait for that to pop up on the screen.
I think that's a second from what I can remember here.
There we can see the images in the heli. Things have changed a bit from the bright sun this morning. It's kind of hard to tell. There's patches of blue, patches of grey. You can see that kind of changeable weather, but that's why they're trying to get the riders through. Make it as even as possible. The temperature's just dropped about 10 degrees.
Yeah.
As we go into the cloud.
You can just see as that sun disappears, so does all the definition on the face.
Yeah, it felt until now as if the visibility actually kind of stayed relatively similar, but suddenly it's just gone, hey. Literally in the last minute.
Yeah. That's always a little tough when you're in the start gate. It's hard to work with.
Now, Andy was one of the highlights yesterday. He hit the avalanche debris, made the decision, I'm just going to straight line it, and you could hear the crowd going, boo. So what's he got in store today? He's earned his place, because that was brave stuff yesterday. Nice smooth first air. Takes the second one full line, stomps it. It's a pretty heavy landing there, but he hung on well. It's going out Lucas left. Again, going for a big air. This is one of the bigger cliffs that people have been hitting so far. And just dropped down as he landed.
Little back seat.
Fourth air. What's he got in mind here? Hits that lower jump at just a bit of a funny angle, and again ends up back seat. It's a tricky air that you got to hit it from Lucas right to Lucas left, and you kind of hit it full line.
I think that landing snuck up on him a little quicker than he expected there. I think you absolutely nailed that, right? You got to hit that full cross court to get that perfect takeoff and perfect landing. Solid run though, you know.
But full commitment. As I say yesterday, I really can't explain what it was like, but there was some major avalanche debris, the kind of stuff you do not want to ski. Andy ended up in it, and you could see, I actually talked to him afterwards, and he said, oh yeah, there was a moment where I just thought, I'm not going to turn. And he came out of there, it's like he'd been shot out of it. 55, yeah, judges mark him down slightly there.
You can see though that this the scoring is a pretty big range right now. I think he's in 5th place with a 55, so be interesting to see what the rest of the category pulls to try and close those point gaps here.
Jan Dumax Boudron.
Again, great guy. I had the pleasure of riding alongside him this season. I'm excited to see what he did. He actually skied the line that I crashed on yesterday, and he made it look probably better than I did. And I'm excited to see what he pulls out for us.
Yeah, hailing from Chamonix, no stranger to kind of big mountain riding.
Yeah, you can tell he's fearless. The light coming back for him.
Yeah, he's timed that pretty well. Andy really got the worst of the light so far.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's
the nature of a competition outside in a natural environment, though, hey?
Yeah, and it's a part of it, too. You got to be able to manage that.
Yeah, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It's just it's the nature of the beast.
On course, Jan Dumax.
Yeah, as you say, pretty fearless. Got that big mountain Chamonix thing. There you can see it. Kicks off with a big backflip. And I think he's still got both his skis. He has. So get underway again. I thought he was going to go for another backflip, but no, just a straight up big air. So he'll be marked down pretty heavily, you'd have thought, for that backflip, but he will record a score. Skis still on. Takes the air pretty big, but ended up really backseat. Almost, I think both skis actually completely out of the snow for a second there, but rocked back onto them.
Skis might be a little soft.
It's a nice creative three there, right in the middle of the face.
Stomps the three.
Yeah.
There.
And now maybe one final air. This is the angle you want to hit this jump at. Maybe hit it with not quite enough speed. He's still got the skis on. So as I said, he will get a score if your skis stay on and you get through the finish gate. You still get a score. But that last air, I mean, it looked like he maybe hit it a bit too slow.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty lippy takeoff. It just drops you out of the sky onto that really hard landing, as we saw Jan, his skis kind of just coming out from under him on that first backflip. But just going for it, you know, big backflip to a big air.
So,
yeah, right there.
Yeah, so that was his second to last air. Hey? He ended up actually on his back, both skis clean out the ground. 25, so pretty heavily marked down. So it doesn't seem to be showing on screen. I've just been told he's got 25. Yeah, unfortunate for him, but I mean, that was what, 5 airs and 3 with pretty heavy landings.
Yeah.
So it gets pretty heavily marked down.
I think we might be seeing some riders struggling with the bomb holes now on these features, as they are kind of all migrating towards some similar lines. But we'll see. Hopefully we see some new lines happening throughout the rest of the event.
Still got that lone ski hanging out around the bottom of the face.
He's still up there with the
he's having a nice time.
Crack a beer up there.
Yeah, got some beers. Bag of Haribo. Life's good. Okay. Solin Dejoux is just got underway, top of the face. Third place here in Nendaz 2018. Takes a pretty big line off that first cliff. It looks like this is seeking out another one. Again, a lot of hang time. Felt like he was in the air a long time there. Definitely kill you a bit of speed before this final one. Again, hang time. You can see where he lands so much further on than most other people who've hit that cliff. He's coming pretty fall line at this jump. It takes it smoothly. It sends up a bit back seat, but nice.
Beautiful run there, you know, really hitting each of those cliffs the way that you need to be hitting them. Wow, solid run though, big, not a lot of tricks.
I think the tracks told a story though. Where he was landing was so much further than anyone else who's seen on those cliffs.
Really solid in the air, really stomping, just fluid.
It's the best of the run.
Yeah, really working those skis on these carves out. Hey.
Yeah, and you can see he had some real hang time. Super
I love how
long
compact he is in the air though. He just not really flailing too much.
Yeah, it's like the camera's frozen,
exactly,
and then he starts skiing again. 85!
Wow. Incredible.
So smooth riding being rewarded here.
Yeah, I think the judges really want to see some nice, clean, technical, solid riding from these riders, especially with these snow conditions being a little below average.
So we're really not messing around here. Next rider's ready to go.
Wow.
Don't have a lot of time to reflect. Pleased to report the sun's back out. I think it could be a bit of an ongoing theme, reporting on the weather every 5 minutes. That's what us British people like to do. Yeah, Dante on the face. Swedish skier. Did a big jump at the end of his run yesterday. Starts this run off today with a nice 3. Thought he might go for a little double there. Another nice 3.
2 different ways for 3s?
Yeah, I think it was.
See on the replays, but that could be... Wow.
Finds a big way off that cliff. So accurate, only just missed the bottom of the other buttress of the cliff.
Yeah, wow.
He either knew where he was going or he's super lucky, bit of both, I guess. Now scrubbing a bit of speed and comes pretty much to a standstill. Takes a big air onto an almost flat landing, but he holds on to it. Nice work. Got potentially one more air from where he is now. He's quite high on this final one. Reasonably slow, but manages to get a 3, but really heavy landing. Really flipped back as he landed.
3 360s. The judges will like that. That's going to be a tough one for them. Really,
that's a really tough one to call, hey.
I was scrolling through his Instagram last night, and I know he's okay with doing some big spins and tricks. You know, he likes trying that kind of more freestyle stuff out. And I think we saw that today with 3 360s, potentially one right, left, one right,
Alors,
three, one left, three.
Seren,
We'll see here on the replay.
Let's just go down the front. We've got an interview with Cindy.
Je fais des petits backseats sur les barres et c'est vrai que la neige était plus compacte que je pensais, mais bon, ça fait toujours plaisir d'être là et voilà, j'ai réussi à faire quand même ce que je voulais et aller un petit peu plus loin que tout le monde, j'espère, comme d'habitude.
Yes, en tout cas, on espère qu'il va rester un petit moment ici.
Yes, merci.
Okay, apologies for speaking over Cindy there.
My bad.
Me too.
Second place.
82. Yeah, I was interested to see how the judges would score that one.
Yeah, I think they like that freestyle element he threw in there with that big technical cliff that we saw earlier.
The 3s were awesome, but I love the line where he just kind of missed that buttress.
Yeah.
As I say, I think I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was good judgment, but he was pretty close to that thing, and it was pretty dramatic.
Sniper landing up there for sure.
Yeah.
But again, Dante making it look easy.
You don't want to get that one wrong. So the latest monde weather report is kind of cloudy still. Little flat, little grey.
Just coming in and out of cloud though.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of luck really here.
Oscar Menden in the start gate.
Second last year in 2018.
He is a very solid skier.
He is a serious competitor.
Definitely a podium contender.
Yeah, for sure.
Excited to see what he has planned for us here.
So he drops in. 26th rider that we've seen today. We've seen some pretty big runs. As you said, some of the bomb holes going to be causing a few problems now. Keeps it nice and steady off that first air. Not so much on the second air. Big backflip, lands it nicely. It's quite a small landing area. You've got to get between 2 rocks. Quickly got himself on course. Straight up on the third big air. Is he heading out to the ridge where we've saw a lot of the snowboarders? No, he's not. He's going to come back in. Fourth big air. So the backflip, the highlight so far. What's he got in store on this final jump? Hitting it kind of slow. And you can see there, just had to wind the windows down, landed a bit back seat, just maybe wasn't carrying quite enough speed. He looks pretty happy, big fist bump. Yeah, as I say, you then got quite a narrow route to find. It's not a big open landing. Awkward landing. It's super impressive when 90. Yeah, that is a hard place to do a backflip. I don't think I've ever seen an easy place to do a backflip, but that's a particularly hard place, eh?
Ok, parce que là, ouais.
So he takes the hot seat, current leader. And we're all about the puns here today in Nendaz.
Woo!
Loïc Bourri of Switzerland riding next.
Voilà, alors
go down to
Oscar,
Sydney at the front.
90 points. Quelques mots sur comment tu as senti cette ligne.
Honnêtement, la neige était un peu plus difficile que l'année dernière. Et je m'étais dit qu'en haut, si je posais mon bac parfait, il fallait pas non plus risquer de tomber sur un 3-6 bêtement en bas. Du coup, j'ai préféré assurer à la fin de ma ligne, poser tout bien. Et puis, je suis content, vraiment, c'est parfait.
Alors on espère que tu restes encore un petit moment ici.
Eh ben, moi aussi.
Merci.
Okay, Loic is in the gate and Loic is dropping in, wasting no time. Fast aggressive screen through the top section. Nice little shifty. Now we've just seen a backflip off this cliff. We see a slightly bigger air, no trick this time. He stomps it well. Now how far left as we look at it is going to push it? Quite a unique line. You said earlier there's going to be problems with bomb holes, and perhaps he's thought about that because this is a line not many people have hit. Ah, nice. Did you just dab that second rock on the way down? Another nice little shifty. And he's taken a good line into it, and he's put a massive backflip off it. you can see Mont Blanc and the Matterhorn. It's not a bad life.
Rudy Collette in the start gate.
Yeah.
I remember him having, I think, quite an impressive run from yesterday.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Fast run yesterday.
Yes.
So
We'll
Rudy
see.
Collette ready to go.
Light is disappearing on him, unfortunately. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's coming back.
You got to go when you're told, because I think he'd like to wait another 30 seconds if he could. But Rudy's underway.
He's chasing that light down the face, but skiing fast right away.
So he's heading out skiers right, and now he's heading back. Pretty much full line from the start. This is the line we saw quite a bit earlier on. We haven't seen it for a few riders. And it feels like he's got a feature in mind. He's not hit many yet. Find his way through this cliff band. You've got to carry a bit of speed through it, or the landing can feel quite flat. It would seem. Big backflip. Oh, it's huge. Huge backflip.
Unfortunately, coming up just short.
Yeah, you can probably hear the crowd reaction to that one. It felt like he was in the air for about a week.
That was impressive, and I'm glad he's on his feet. He caught his tips there, and I gotta say, speaking from experience, that is one of the scariest things that can happen in a backflip, especially one of that size.
And the skis are still going. I think the other one's already down the bottom, and the second ski's about to join it. Is he just going to walk down? I suppose it's not really that far, is it? He's going to run down, but
he could have a fun time and, you know, butt slide down and.
I wonder if he's got one of those little plastic bum slides in his bag. That would definitely help things. Yeah,
looks
he's
like
kind of cutting across the face now. Let's have another look how it happened. Look how big he went.
Wow. But yeah.
Just under-rotated.
Looked like one of the softer landings, though, on the face.
Yeah,
so
he was pretty lucky here because he basically took it face first.
Right.
Pretty savage.
He's had a mouthful of snow, so I don't think he'll need lunch.
Okay, Liam, you got a temporary reprieve. Can we borrow your headset?
I guess I'm just not crushing it today.
You are crushing it. We'll see you in 5 minutes. We've got a special guest. Special guest, fresh in the face. We'll just let you get the headset. Hopefully it may not... Down to the face. Yeah. What are the conditions like? We're speculating from here, but we can't tell.
It's actually pretty good. The small avalanches didn't affect the snow that much. I mean, from looking at it, it looks like it might be pretty tricky to ski, but it's not. It's actually pretty soft. And
Valentin is underway. Going pretty big off the first cliff. Full commitment so far, full speed. Just scrubs a little bit. This is a popular cliff to hit. He's going right off the top. Ah, big crash. But he's still got skis on. Ah, smacking the snow in frustration. That's a shame for him. He's okay. He's waving. So he'll get a score. But you can see from his reaction, pretty annoyed with how that one went. I wonder if he will hit any more jumps or if he might just ski down. Goes for a nice 3 and then hits the rock. Another awkward fall. That's a shame. Sorry, I interrupted you. Yeah, conditions.
It's good. Good to ski.
Consistent?
Yeah, consistent. I mean, it's kind of soft in a way that when you land, it's not like it's not hard, but when skiing with the speed, you feel that it's a little bit wind affected, and it's not that easy to ski, but it's good.
And just remind me, we've seen a lot of riders today. What was your line?
It was right in the middle. The 3 big cliffs in the middle.
Yeah.
And then the last one.
And what were the landings like?
Landings were good.
Yeah.
The good thing when it's not powder is that it's easier to land because you don't have that much to have the right balance.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a bit easier.
Next in the start gate, Karl Renval of Switzerland. A lot of Swiss skiers here, as you'd expect.
And a really strong contender.
Yeah, he's podium before here, 2016 podium for him here in London. Yeah, 3rd place, eh? So he's had in 4 lines so far. At the start of the day, we saw a lot of riders going out down that left-hand ridge. He's hitting the backflip cliff. Nice smooth air to start. What's he aiming for here? This is what he's aiming for. Oh, skis just part as he lands, but he's smooth in the air. You'd have thought he'll need a 3rd air, and he's going to take one. Has he got enough speed? Just about. 3 nice airs.
Yeah. Pretty strong run.
No big tricks, but nice. Yeah. Theo, we'll let you go relax, but thanks a lot for the conditions report. And good to hear it's skiing well. Enjoy the rest of the day. Looking at our start list, I think Karl could actually have been the last guy. No, we've got a couple more to come. Little bit of confusion there. Finally got our start list located. Pretty windy. We're in an outdoor commentary box. We're in au naturel, so there's a little bit of wind, and our start lists are pretty hard to contain. But we do have a few more men skiing. We've got 3 more.
Karl Renval skiing fast and fluid.
Yeah, apologies, Liam Pfeiffer back.
Yeah, back here.
Yeah, apologies, we substituted you briefly to speak to Theo. Said conditions are good on the face.
Yeah, I think that's they're making it look good. We saw Karl have a little control issue. I think he walked away with a 7th place, is what I just saw briefly.
So Oscar still sitting in that hot seat. Bit of a heartbreaking run we just saw now.
Yeah.
Just a couple of heavy landings, a couple of falls.
Yeah. It's really going off. We're seeing everything happen today.
In case the judges didn't realise that that's not what you're intending, he beat the snow a bit just to kind of show them that he was annoyed at himself. So, yeah, tough run, score of 2. Jean-Baptiste Ripert is out next.
Ripert, he is going to rip it.
I cannot keep up with the puns. So 35th rider out of the gate, Jean-Baptiste Ripert.
Dropping into that flat light right now, but
yeah, the light has gone super flat, and when I say it's gone super flat, I mean literally in the last 10 seconds.
Skiing fast though.
Yeah, he's
Keeping his
skiing really
speed.
fast. Maybe a slight loss of control there, and he's hitting this cliff. Maybe in a position he didn't want to. He
Oh.
really needs to scrub some speed there.
Going into that techie zone
Yeah,
again.
it's nice and creative.
Oh,
But he just had to kill the speed in the middle. So it'll be interesting to see how the judges score this one. There's definitely been a few losses of control,
Yeah.
but been super creative. That's a nice smooth air. And has he got room for another little air? He has. He's going to hit this final jump that's been the scene of a few heartbreaking moments. And
stomps
again,
it.
it's a heavy landing. You've got to hit that one so
Yeah,
perfect.
I think what we're seeing there on those control issues is that grippy snow kind of taking his weight downhill when he wants to be charging and being on his edges, and it can be a really scary fall to have that high side, but he held on to it, but it was almost out of his hands. Made the bottom half look very fluid.
Yeah, it was, if we carry on the sporting puns, it's a run of two halves. It's kind of a, I wouldn't say out of control, but kind of a ragged top half, just absolutely going for it, and then super smooth a bit lower down. So, interesting combination, kind of two runs put together almost. How do the judges see it? They've given him a 62, I've just been told in my headphones.
Getting him into 13th position.
13th place, so Oscar now, he's guaranteed his place on the podium. Only two riders to come.
Well, never say never. You could see some impressive two runs.
Light is really flat now all of a sudden for the last two riders. It's such a nice community, the freeride community, and everyone supports each other, but Oscar's got to be thinking, this is looking pretty good with this light.
Yep.
I mean, this is going to make life much harder for the remaining two skiers.
Especially with this snow being a little bit challenging. I think they're going to have a hard time if this light does not get better for them. Always a lonely feeling at the top.
Yeah. Kind of a relief to get those skis moving. Dils Wesson of Sweden.
Yesterday he threw a huge backflip to open up the qualifying, I believe.
Yes,
huge.
yeah.
So we'll see what he has in store for us.
Swedish skiers generally, as a breed, not afraid to go big.
No.
A little blunt grab gets him underway, and he's found a really creative line through the cliffs. How fast can he go? How big can he go?
Oh.
Very big. Now he kills a bit of speed. Definitely looking for another air. He's lost a lot of speed. Gets another smooth air.
Quick redirect on that takeoff, though. Impressive.
Yeah, this is a really good run so far. Can he pull a big trick at the end? He's not got much speed to do so, and you can see again, it's a really strange landing, that, hey?
It is. I think it's a little flatter than these riders have been expecting, but great run so far. Really quick on his feet, though.
Yeah.
That redirect on that takeoff, I thought he was going to go just straight off the nose.
Well, we said it a lot today, but it's true. The judges got their work cut out. I mean, that's just, it's a completely different thing.
You know, it's tough going at the start of the pack because you have no one to compare to, but going at the end is always tough because they're comparing you to everyone that's gone before you, right? So we'll see what the judges think of his run. Pretty creative, taking that double, pretty fall line from what we've seen previously.
Just been told a score of 60 points.
60 points, okay.
So Oscar.
14.
Yeah, puts him in the 14th place. So our last male competitor today, 37th skier out the door.
Our podium is looking pretty solidified at this point.
Gregory Komiv, yeah. Unless he can pull something really big out of the bag.
It looks like the light might split for him. Might get that last beam of sunshine for his run.
So hard to read. We're reading it kind of second by second. 34-year-old Russian. He's a really stylish rider. He's got a really nice, smooth style. I don't want to say old style, but old school. But he's not one of these charging riders. It's just a lovely, smooth style.
Yeah, really playful.
Yeah.
Makes it look fun, and that's what everybody wants
exactly.
to see.
He's one of those skiers where you watch him and you think, that's how I want it to look when I do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always the best type of riding to watch.
So it's heading out for the backflip cliff. Goes pretty big on it. You could tell from where he landed he was a lot further on than a lot of the guys have been. No trick, but big.
Going over to that far side, we've seen a few riders go over there. Let's see if he has something big lined up at the bottom.
So that's another big air. So there's not been many tricks, but the airs have been big and they've been smooth.
You can see those nice turns coming out right now.
And again, it's quite a big air, but no trick. Is he lining up a final one? I think he's maybe a little too high on that jump.
Oh.
Holds on to it well. So not really any tricks, but all the airs are smooth.
Yep.
And I do not think that's going to be enough to displace Oscar.
No, I think we have it there. Oscar taking the win.
Second place last year.
Yeah, this is his face apparently. Great show from the ski men category today. They really made good work of this face. And we, I think, have the snowboard women up next. And I will be leaving you for Elizabeth Gerritsen, Freeride World Tour athlete and forerunner.
Yes, and forerunner. She knows what the face is like. Hey, Liam, really appreciate your insight today, and thank you so much for giving up your time.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to work here.
And I will repay you with no money, but a beer at the Freeride Village.
Okay.
That's how we roll around here.
That's good enough for me, man.
We're all here for the love.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, really appreciate your time and your insight. Real pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And we'll grab a beer later.
Have
Thanks,
a good
man.
one. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I think I will. So, Oscar goes from second last year to first in 2019. That's where we are up at the top. Down at the bottom there will be some pretty major celebrations going on. Sun's back out here in Mongon. I know I'm English and I'm obsessed with the weather, but it is having quite an effect. That is the current scene here. That's at the top of the lift, the Monde, I think. And we've got another very special guest, Elizabeth Gerritsen. Welcome.
Thank you.
Freeride World Tour superstar. You've before we talk about the other competitors, you're having a good year, hey?
Yeah, I've had a pretty good year. Qualified for the big final at home, so I'm really happy about that. Yeah. So.
How's we just see Gregory's score come through, 73.33. How's the tour been? It seems I was chatting to some of the production crew last night. You've had good snow, good weather. Hold on, we're talking just a second. Then we see Oscar, 90 points, won it by 5. And it's two Frenchmen on the top of the podium with Dante Pertic joining them in third place. Adrian Hildebrand. We're hoping to grab a word with him. Here's the second page of the results. We spoke to Theo earlier. He ended up in 20th place, and no score for a few skiers there. He lost some skis, and the skis kind of had a mind of their own to head to the bottom of the face. So that is the ski man, Oscar, the king of Nonda after being close last year. Sorry, I interrupted you. Yeah, it feels like on the Freeride World Tour. And yeah, it seems like you've had good weather, good snow.
Yeah, we've been really lucky this year with the season. Started in Japan with really deep snow, and then Canada with also amazing snow. So yeah, perfect season. Quite ideal, I'd say.
Let's go down and hear from Oscar down the front. She is talking to Cindy.
Yes, Oscar. Alors, quelques impressions sur ta première place ici?
Je suis super content. C'est incroyable de venir gagner ici aujourd'hui avec vraiment du gros niveau. Je suis trop content. Je peux pas être. Puis sur l'étape de Nanda en plus, c'est pour nous la meilleure de l'année. Donc franchement, je suis trop content. Mais juste un petit mot en tout cas. Je voulais juste dédier ma victoire à mon pote Didi. Je t'aime fort, mon pote.
Et puis peut-être juste un highlight de ton run.
Je pense que le highlight de mon run, c'est mon backflip en haut. Je l'avais déjà fait l'an passé et je voulais absolument le refaire. Et je l'ai posé nickel. Donc après, j'ai voulu continuer ma ligne, être sûr d'arriver en bas sur les pieds. Et puis ça a fait, donc je suis content. Ouais.
Et puis du coup, ça va te faire monter un petit peu dans le classement pour la saison prochaine? Ouais,
j'espère. Il me reste 2 compétitions encore. Donc on va tout donner et puis on verra bien. Mais je suis content, ça fait plaisir.
Donc passez une bonne fin de journée et puis une bonne fin de saison surtout.
Merci.
Salut.
Merci.
That was a pretty stoked Oscar. As you say, come back from injury, and that's an amazing result for him.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him. He's probably super happy. His run was so clean. I think it's success.
So that was the highlights of the men's competition. All about the women now. 5 snowboarders out. Elizabeth, you are going to provide some great insight. You know pretty much everyone competing pretty well, hey?
Yeah, I've been competing with all these girls when I was on the qualifiers, so
Yeah.
I know them, almost all of them personally, so really happy to get to be on this side of the mountain for once, actually. It's a lot less stressful.
So Michaela Holston will be first out, skiing out of Finland, a 30-year-old. Her 8th appearance in Nendaz.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, this is the 13th edition of this event.
She's also a former Fair World Tour rider.
Yeah.
Probably trying to requalify.
Yeah, 2016-17 she did on the tour, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what she's got. I believe we're pretty much ready to go. The judges are ready. Everyone's ready. Time to see what Michaela can do. She's in the gate. Ready for her 8th time dropping in at Mongonde. There she goes, ready to go, braced against the start gate. She looks like she means it. Here she goes. First woman out of the gate. They had a pretty long wait, I would imagine, up the top of the mountain. It's pretty cold up there. Now they're underway. She's going out to Lucas right. That's a nice smooth air. She's found some pretty clean snow. Haven't really seen many of the men out this far right on the face, 1 or 2. She spotted a nice air in the middle of the slope.
It's a really good strategy skiing where the men haven't skied, riding where they haven't rode before.
Yeah, one of the problems we saw with the men was kind of the bomb holes, and the landings were just getting completely destroyed by so many people hitting them.
Oh, that's a nice air.
That's a nice little air, yeah, because it's kind of rocky underneath there. I think once you get on top of that thing, you'll be able to feel the rock underneath your board. Super smooth so far. I think that's 3 airs. What's she got planned here? She's definitely got something quite specific I think she wants to do. She's kind of teetering towards the edge. Takes a nice smooth air, shoots it between the 2 rocks. That's a nice run to open the face from Michaela. Has she got something else in mind? I thought she might be lining something up. No, she's heading for the finish. Nice run to start.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool. 2 airs she got are quite original. I've never seen anyone take them that way.
Yeah.
And getting into that lower couloir from the top, super technical. Really good run.
Yeah, she rides into the sun now. So sun now spreading out across the top of Mongon, and it's sunny all the way down there. 70 points have just been told her score. And she is home and hosed. That was a nice run to watch.
Yeah, that was really good.
As you say, it's quite original lines. I wonder if she might be slightly scored down for that last air. She really stopped and kind of looked at it.
Yeah. Yeah, at the same time it was necessary because it's totally blind there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably lost a few points there, but I think all in all, 70 for a first run of the category is pretty high.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to find fault with that.
Yeah.
So, Michaela, as I say, home and hosed. Nuria out next. 21-year-old Spanish rider. Told on my crib sheet that she speaks 4 languages.
Yeah, she does. She's a good friend of mine, and I traveled to New Zealand a couple years ago with her, and really stoked that she made it to finals. She's having a really good season, and I hope she does well here.
Yeah, guaranteed a best result here in Nendaz, 12th and 13th and 13th in the past 3 years. So they're unlucky for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And this is definitely going to be her best result.
For sure.
Not really much pressure on it. You already know you're going to get your best result. Just enjoy it.
Nice little grab up top.
Again, nice little air just off the side of that boulder. Looking like she's coming across for another one.
Oh, it's like a double. Nice.
So that's 3 proper airs and a little one as well already. And she's only, what, a quarter of the way down the face. Now she's going to head out Lucas right, hitting the same air as Michaela.
Nice. Also deciding to ski where, well, to ride where most people haven't ridden yet. So smart decision. Getting into a more technical part of the face there. You can't realize watching, but it's actually totally blind there.
Is this whole section completely blind on that Lucas right?
Coming into there is super blind. Wow.
Now this is the big cliff she's heading for. We saw some of the ski men and the boarding men hit this. No matter where you hit it, it's a pretty unavoidably big air. Nice.
Good. Perfect landing. She managed her slough really well there.
Yeah, she got that one spot on.
Yeah.
Now, is she coming down to hit this final jump?
I think
she's
going
to
to play
just
it safe.
the right of it, yeah. When we were watching the ski man, I'm sure you saw it. It seems like if you don't hit it perfectly, it's a really difficult landing. We saw a lot of people backseat landing that one.
Yeah, it's quite tricky. It's quite flat.
From the start gate, how much can you see of the face?
Absolutely nothing.
Because I know it rolls away, so you don't really have that much
No.
feedback about how people are doing.
No. I mean, I guess a lot of people are watching the live on their smartphones.
Yeah.
But
the modern world.
The modern world. But she's happy.
Because the face is basically one big convexity here, so you can't see anything. Can you even see this lower jump?
No,
Nothing.
oh no, you can't. No, you literally cannot see before the finish line. So you can only see the finish line from the top. So it's quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
In and,
you feel kind of blind, I guess.
I wonder how the judges are going to score that compared to Michaela. She got more features, but
more
ride
airs.
as fast. But this is super technical.
Yeah, that was a really neat little jump turn. No problems with the steeps.
Yeah.
She took that super smooth. 63.33.
She's smiling. She's happy.
So Leia, Swiss climber, another quadlingual rider.
So happy to see a Swiss rider, snowboarder.
She was second in the 2-star.
Yeah, and so she actually went through the whole qualification. She managed to get second in the 2-star, got herself a spot for the quali day yesterday, and now she's on the final. So this is a pretty perfect way to get there, I'd say.
Pretty close to a home event as well, coming from Crans Montana. She's hard lookers left. She's right on the skyline to the point where the cameras might occasionally just lose her. We saw this cornice get hit earlier by one of the snowboard men, and again she takes it a little bit further to the right as we look at it.
Also quite original line choice.
Yeah, I kind of feel like she's got something in mind here. It looks like she's really searching for a specific feature.
This is probably where the snow is best, actually, on this side.
I think it maybe had a slightly less of the wind.
Yeah.
She's right on that ridge. We haven't seen many people. We've seen people exploring this ridge, but not really staying on the crest of it like she's doing. And she's definitely got something in mind.
Nice.
Pretty sharky through there. Hey?
Yeah.
You can see the kind of shadows and the little rocks sticking out.
Yeah, she's managing that really well. It's really steep in there.
And what's she going to do with this final feature? Just points it through the couloir.
Nice.
That was super nice. Just kind of buttered a bit of the speed off as she went through. Really smooth.
Smart riding.
So again, what's your take? How will the judges see that?
I think this will probably be third place, just because she didn't really hit as many features as Michaela and Nuria.
Yeah.
I think she crashed.
So that's the top of the Monde du Fou gondola?
Plan du Fou.
Plan du Fou.
Close, pretty close.
Yeah, I was pretty close. The Plan du Fou, that's it. I came up at 7 o'clock this morning. I was barely functioning.
It was beautiful this morning.
It was nice, hey? It's gone pretty cold all of a sudden. Temperatures really dropped.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to forerun this morning at like 7:30.
Yeah.
Perfect.
How were they? What line did you take when you foreran it?
I rode the furthest right couloir, Lucas right.
Okay.
So where there are like 3 tracks in there. It was really good.
I think I may have seen you actually. It looked pretty nice, pretty consistent.
Yeah, it was good snow for sure.
You get the heli up, or you have to hike?
No, I did the heli.
Yeah.
Living my best life out here in Nendaz.
Best way to be.
Yeah.
This is a replay, yeah. Let's see, I don't think we've seen a score yet for her.
It was 30 points.
Oh, 30 points.
She actually
Okay,
crashed
my bad.
right before the finish line, so I think they ducked her
Okay.
down for that.
My bad. It's kind of hard to see our monitor in this bright light. It's not quite as bright as it was. They've done a good job to get the riders through, hey? With the bad weather threatening.
Yeah, so impressive. It's actually it's pretty dangerous at the bottom. When I skied this morning, there were less tracks, and I almost crashed as well. So.
What's that debris like? Is it soft or is it pretty frozen?
Some parts are soft, some are frozen, and you can't tell the difference just by looking at it. So
right.
you have to ski and kind of figure it out as you go. So it's not ideal.
Okay, I believe we're good to go. Bib number 41, Bettina Pickel of Austria.
5, 4.
Took kind of a risky line yesterday. It paid off. It was one of those lines that could have gone either way in the qualifiers, but it really went her way.
And she gets to ski, and that's a ride in the sun. That's perfect.
Yeah, she got her timing pretty good, hey? To be honest, the rate the weather's changing, it could all be different by the time she gets to the bottom. So a couple of nice airs already, because just off the lookers left of that boulder, still hard to tell which way she's actually going to go for the majority of her run.
She already got 2 cliffs in.
So she's, going out to lookers right.
Super smooth.
Riders left. Down that central couloir. This is kind of the line you took earlier, hey?
Yeah. Just below that.
And now she's veering off. Is she heading for the cliff band?
I wonder.
No, I think she's going to avoid the cliff band. That's a nice creative air there. We haven't seen anyone go anywhere near that feature.
That's a really cool way, and more original way to enter that last couloir, yeah.
Now, is she going to check out this little air that Michaela found?
Yeah.
There's no way off there without going big.
Oh, she
Points
takes
it.
a double.
Oh.
Ooh.
She seems to be okay.
That was a really cool way to get that.
It wasn't really a front punch. She kind of hit it facing forward, hey?
I guess you call it a butt check or something. I don't know.
But yeah, super creative line. No tracks anywhere near that one.
Really cool. Shame about the little mistake, but that was really... Oh, she's getting a last air in. Oh, no.
No. Yeah, I was thinking that's pretty ambitious. There's a little bit of a hike up to the finish for the boarders here. skiers have been kind of poling, sidestepping. The board is kind of ended up a little bit too low. You've got to hold on to a bit of speed.
Yeah, taking it easy. Smart way to get to the finish line. We've seen many crashes the previous years just like in there, and it's so heartbreaking when that happens. You land your run and then you have a stupid crash.
Yeah, it kind of bottoms out quite quickly, the face, hey?
Yeah.
So, I think that's probably still leave Michaela on top, I would guess.
Yeah, I think so.
But
maybe
second Michaela
maybe
coming
second,
up.
I think.
Michaela Davis-Meehan's coming up.
I don't want to jinx the riders by.
So just waiting for the score to come through for Bettina. .42 points, I've just been told, so that puts her into third place. We're ready for our final rider. So the rider, Michaela is going to win here. It's just a case of figuring out which Michaela it's going to be. Michaela Davis-Meehan, the 27-year-old Australian, dropping in now. Won the 2-star event in Nendaz.
Hitting that same air that the other snowboarders hit. Putting in a little grab, that's really cool.
So again, interesting how in the different categories people have favoured different parts of the mountain. She's going out Lucas right. Apologies for my papers fluttering there, you might be able to hear that. Nice big air, smooth. And I think again, maybe heading out hard Lucas right. Kind of looked like she wanted to go further right there, and as momentum just took her a bit lower than she wanted. Is she improvising here?
Well, she's doing it really well if she is.
Yeah, no.
That was a pretty fluid run until now.
We should look like that when I improvised.
Hitting
Here we go.
Same air as the other Michaela, taking it to the side, a bit bigger too. Wow, that was really good.
So this is going to be pretty tight for the judges. So much to play for really in this last kind of 15, 20 seconds of her run. Again, she's heading for the cliff band. The two Michaelas, who are now the only two people that could win the gold here, taking pretty similar lines. That's how you take that cliff.
Really good
She had to work pretty hard to scrub that speed off, hey? Came out there fast. So she will begin to drift back to the finish now.
Really
I think this could be pretty tight for the judges.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard decision.
We will wait and see. I kind of feel like that is going to be first or second.
For sure, yeah.
That was a super nice run.
Definitely first or second.
So still we wait. Michaela is through the finish line.
She's happy.
Yeah, she looks pretty happy with that run, so she should. Yeah, I kind of, it's really hard to tell, but it kind of felt like she was forced to change plan. It looked like she maybe held a little bit too much speed, missed the entry she wanted to that Lucas right pull-off. Yeah. Could be wrong, it just looked like she was trying to slow down and realised she couldn't slow down quite enough.
The snow is pretty grippy, so yeah.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, hard to tell.
But she took this bit so fast.
Yeah.
You can see here, I think she got on the heel edge and had to really kill the speed pretty quickly. Which Michaela is it?
So funny that we're probably going to have two Michaelas on top of the podium.
You'd imagine so. Okay, I've just been told that rankings are pretty much ready. A bit of a nervous wait for us, let alone at the bottom.
This is the worst part usually, if you ask.
Still we wait. You know this feeling. Kayla in the hot seat. Is that people congratulating her? No, we still don't know. Still we wait, still the Michaelas wait. I'm sure it's going to be one of those two. Both super nice runs, pretty similar. They utilised similar features. That first rock where you kind of ride the rock itself. First place is Michaela Davis-Meehan, the last run. Surely got a score of 75. Okay, there we go. 2-minute break, I've just been told. The judges have just got 2 minutes to sort themselves out before the ski women start. And we're going to get the full results on screen. Going to be Michaela and Michaela first and second. There is Mongonde. Wind really picking up on the summit there, hey? Was it windy when you got there in the heli? Really? Okay. Okay, there we see it. Michaela Davis-Meehan, first place, 75 points. Michaela Holston takes second. She was the first rider out. And Nuria takes third. Bettina fourth. And Leah, no score, sadly, for her in fifth. So let's head down to Cindy and talk to Michaela Davis-Meehan.
Nice, Michaela. How did you feel in this phase?
Oh, it's so good. It was a bit, the snow's a bit here and there, but really fun and went fast and found most of my drops.
Did you do the line you planned or not?
Most of it. I missed a drop at the top, but got the rest of it, so I'm happy.
So maybe one highlight of your run?
I think my last drop before the chute was my favorite part. Nice and fun, good air. It's nice.
Nice, so enjoy the rest of your day and see you next season, next time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, Elizabeth, we've had the snowboard women. Time for your specialist subject, the ski women. You must be pretty psyched to see this on a mountain that you've skied so many times. What's the experience like attending an event versus competing in one? Which do you enjoy more, be honest?
Different kind of enjoyment. Like, I enjoy both. It's just so different.
So that was the best of the snowboard women, ski women. The final category here in Nendaz, we've rattled through it, 25 past 11. There's, we've mentioned it a couple of times, there is a big storm coming on later today. Pity the person that has to take all this stuff down in that storm. But we are going to get it all done before the storm arrives, and that is good news for these 8 women. Sanne Mona will be first out, the first of 3 Swedish women. And quite a spread of nationalities. Denmark and Bulgaria represents as well. Always really good to see. But Sweden dominating with 3 athletes. Actually the only country there with more than 1. Yeah, you said it. I think we're just about ready for Sanne. Here she comes, 19th and 20th the last 2 years here in Nendaz. So it's going to be a good day for her, no matter where she finishes this final. Pretty aggressive out the start gate. Big air. I thought she might go for a second one straight after it. It really would have been a big air, the second one. There is a second big air. Again, heading out. Lucas right. Really interesting that the women seem to have favoured this right-hand side of the face a little more than the men did. There's a lot of space for fresh tracks. The landings are not nearly as destroyed as some of the landings over on the left. Uses that cliff nicely. And now just heading down for this final section. This cliff band that she's just entering now has proved pretty popular. Michaela, both Michaelas in fact, on the women's snowboard used it. She used it nicely and super smooth. Came out of there like it was nothing. That was a nice run, hey? She is claiming it, yeah. I don't think it counts if you don't, so you've got to get that in before the finish line. I think that might be a newly introduced rule in this year's Nendaz Freeride. Yeah, it was a super nice run. So the first of the three Swedes, Sanna, not much you can do really, just sit and wait. Kind of hard being first out here, you've just got to watch everyone else come. Of course, it's so big. Everyone's super friendly in the freeride community. It's one of the really appealing things about it, but ranking points are so valuable here. There's places available on the Freeride World Tour next year and people want to get them, and Sanna's got a bit of a nervous wait, so 70 points. There's not really any point comparing points between the two categories, but we might as well point out the winner was 75 in the women's snowboarding. Not that it may or may not be relevant, but that's kind of where the judges pitched it. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's see.
It's Valeria out of Italy next in the start gate.
Yeah, Valeria, 31-year-old Italian. 17th here last year, so again, guaranteed already one of her better results. Had a lot of success at various 2- and 3-star events in the Freeride World Tour qualifiers. Never been on the Freeride World Tour itself. And here she is skiing Monde. So this is again a pretty different line. You can just tell from the lack of tracks. It's just left as we look at it of the fall line. Goes pretty big off that first air.
Nice. Fresh snow in there.
Now into the middle section of the face. Which cliff's she heading for? So this cliff's proved pretty popular, particularly I think with the ski men. As she skirts just to the looker's right of it. She's got something else in mind. That rock to the right provided a couple of nice airs. I think this is the one she wants. Fall line underneath her. It's a bit bigger than it looks, this one. It kind of pitches you up in the air a bit.
Yeah, it does, and it did.
And it did, exactly. Looked like she was kind of slightly leaning to her left as she took off, but managed to land it well.
I wonder if she's going to hit that. No, she...
Final air. Oh, I just got kind of front punched it.
Nice.
Just kind of got pitched forward. That's kind of quite a technical air, that one. And she is out and almost home and hosed. So that was quite an interesting line. What do you make of that middle section where it kind of looked like she was going for a feature and then skipped it and went for another feature?
Yeah, I think the judges are maybe not going to be so happy about that.
Yeah, 60 points for her.
Hesitant. But all her errors were clean, so...
Yeah, it's kind of... I mean, trying to read the rider's mind is pretty impossible, but it kind of looked to me like she was perhaps not sure what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she definitely killed the speed a few times, and then took the speed again and killed it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, 60 points, smooth run, no big errors, and nice little air. Actually, the first woman to hit that final little air, which has actually proved pretty awkward from what we've seen. Probably, unless you're going to hit it at Mach 10, probably wouldn't recommend that air. A lot of people bottoming out on the landing.
9, 8, 7,
Okay, next rider in the gate, Sharon.
1, drop in. Allez!
Skier out of Val Thorens, skiing fast out the gate.
Yeah, she even put a little bit of a shifty in that on that first lip. That's cool.
Another nice air, 2 in a row.
She has the iconic racer style. I like it.
Yeah, she's got a race of speed as well.
Yeah.
She's absolutely flying. quite a creative line there. That rock may well be blind. She did well to avoid that tiny little rock that's just poking through, and again she finds her way through the slab. You can tell she gets free skis. I don't think that's doing her bases any good. Now she's into the lower cliff. If you get this one right, it looks so spectacular, but it's quite a high-risk strategy. That's how you do it.
Really good.
Very minimal hesitation. Yeah, exactly. What I was thinking. A few of the women have taken a really good look at that. It feels like she just really went for it with maybe a second or two to scope the landing. Super nice. Ooh, and nearly had a bit of a heartbreaker at the bottom there, just rattling on the avalanche debris. It would seem the
arch is down.
The arch is down, yeah.
Poor girls. That's not very welcoming.
No, I know. Somehow, 75.
Wow.
New leader. That was a super smooth line. Aggressive, some nice airs. Took the cliff with no hesitation.
Oh, Charlene, really
Judges like that one, yeah. Pleased to see she's not been marked down for not skiing under the arch, because the arch is now sitting on the ground. We had a really strong wind here overnight. The outdoor broadcast studio just became an outdoor studio because the tent blew away. It's been pretty savage wind up here. And it seems to the latest victim is the Finnish arch. So, Jessica, ski you know well.
Yeah, I know her really well. All the Kiwi riders are wearing a black band today to honor the victims in New Zealand. And she's a really consistent skier. I think she's leading the freeride world qualifier rankings at the moment. So a good score here would be good. If she would join me maybe on the world tour, which I hope she will, because she's rad.
Yeah, she's picked a different line to any of the other women. She goes massive off that cliff.
Jess!
Yes,
oh,
Jess!
Yes. So fast too now.
We saw that hit earlier. You've got to be so accurate because you could hit that cliff at full
speed.
Really
good run from Jess.
This is a massive run. We could have a new leader
stylish
here.
In the air.
You've got to stay
Come
smooth.
On, Jess, stay on your feet.
A final nice air, I think, would seal temporary first place. She's going to take it as well. She's leaving nothing to chance. A super smooth air.
So happy for her.
I think that could well be first place. The judges might see it differently. Depends what they're looking for. It is a subjective sport, I guess, but
so happy for her.
That is a great run from her.
Solid run from
Jess. You said it earlier, it's been a pretty tough few days for New Zealand. There's a lot of people in the freeride world with a lot of love for New Zealand, myself included. And she was wearing a black armband like all her compatriots. They've had a pretty good day so far, New Zealand, here in Montgomery.
She actually told me to give a shout out to her mom and her dad, so shout out to you guys.
80 points, we've just been told. She is the new leader. That was such an aggressive line.
I'm so stoked for you.
New Zealand are absolutely cleaning up here today on Montgomery.
Oh my god.
God, it's just like the rugby, you know? This tiny nation, and they're just churning out the superstars.
Oh, I'm so happy for her.
80.50 was that?
Yeah, that's a high score.
That is a high score.
Four girls still at the top.
Yeah, Karin Stromberg of Sweden at the top. Ready to roll, skiing out of order in Sweden.
Carolyn, also a really good friend of mine. We have a mutual sponsor, Peak Performance, and she has a good shot at qualifying for the World Tours. She does well here, so.
This is a big run for her career, hey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she was third here a couple of years ago. Here she goes. Not hesitating at the top.
Putting it a little shifty, as we saw Charlene do as well.
Yeah. Really aggressive at the top now, just seems to be scrubbing the speed. Looks like she's looking for that first air, and there she finds it. Getting the accelerator back on through this middle section. Maybe just overshot that jump, maybe looked like she wanted to hit it a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But now she's coming down to this cliff that's proved really popular with a lot of the men.
Wow, that's a big one.
It's a big air.
Nice, taking it to the side, staying safe. It's probably a good call. It's a pretty punchy landing.
Yeah. She kind of looked like she just veered left at the moment
Yeah.
of takeoff, and I think that was probably quite a good decision.
I wonder how she's going to handle this one.
She's killing a lot of speed here. She's definitely got something specific in mind, it would seem, and that's it. Nice little drop.
Clean landing.
Not a big air, but so smooth on the drop. Really got it right. And now this is a line we saw a lot right at the start of the day from the snowboard men. She goes for the straight down option.
And perfect
Boom.
landing.
Stomp the landing.
Caro.
Pretty hard to pick fault with that. Pretty smooth.
Yeah, I think she's going to be happy with that one, for sure.
I would suggest maybe not enough to take first place, but
I don't think so.
fluidity's got to be pretty high, I thought.
Yeah, fluidity was really good. She's very technical skier as well. But she didn't hit as big a cliff as we saw Jess do, so...
That was a little drop in the middle of the face. It wasn't that big, but it was so smooth. Just kind of dragged the tails as she left. It looked great. We don't have the score on screen for you. 68, so that puts her in 4th place. Maybe expected a little higher, but about as smooth as it gets. So 3rd to last rider out. Moa, also of Sweden.
That nation, they're just too good.
They did just churn them out, hey. They got a pretty long ski season though, and then it kicks off in Riksgränsen in June, so.
Yeah. I think all these Swedes are this good just because of Riksgränsen. It's just such tricky conditions there, and then when they come to here, it's so easy to ride for them.
Didn't seem to work for me growing up skiing in Scotland.
There's still time.
There's still time, yeah. I think that ship sailed. So big air to start with, as the helicopter buzzes right overhead. She found a nice air. She's going pretty much 4 lines straight down from the gate. One of the most 4-line lines we've seen. Now she's beginning to push out riders left, lookers right. This was super popular earlier on with the snowboard women. And there's some pretty interesting features, including this one. You've got to get onto that slab, point it and hold on. That's exactly how you do it.
It's a really good landing.
Now, you think to feature high in the ranking, she's going to have to do something impressive with this cliff, because the people who are currently on the podium have done.
Yeah.
Takes it nice. Not much hesitation. She maybe didn't take it as big as you can, but she took it with no hesitation. She took it really smooth. That's a nice, clean run. Kind of like Caro before her. You can't really put much fault with that.
Yeah. It was a similar run to Sanne.
Yeah.
If not the same one, actually.
Pretty similar,
they
yeah.
They probably scoped their lines together.
Yeah,
but
probably.
They're good friends.
I think she took the cliff slightly lower, maybe. Slightly less air than Moa. Okay, so I believe we might have an interview down the front with Cindy coming up. Stand by. Moa just gets her skis off. This is some of the action so far. That's the rock slab. That's so smooth. And then this is the cliff band. Yeah, I think maybe took that one slightly lower, perhaps. 72, 3rd place. So 70, not enough to get you on the podium as it stands. The standard's been very high so far in the ski women. It's felt that doesn't seem like there's been any big mistakes and big crashes. It's been super smooth.
Smart riding.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of talking about this with Liam earlier. You know a lot better than I do, but it's kind of always a balance of ambition and reality, for want of a better word.
That's a very nice way of putting it, yes. Reality. I like that. So
I'm pretty familiar with the feeling of running out of talent, so you just...
You're being very harsh on yourself here.
You just wait till you see me ski back to the gondola. So here's Malin Madsen of Denmark, 26 years old. competed in Nendaz in 2016 and 17.
I think this girl has been podiuming at every single comp that she's done this year.
Yeah, I'm just looking down through her results, and you are right. Yeah, she has. Right? Yeah, she has.
That's pretty impressive.
It's a pretty impressive season so far. It doesn't get much bigger than this on the Freeride World Tour qualifiers, though. The Mongon, second to last rider out, flat light. She's charging. Not hit that many features, but really fast fluid line. Looks like she's heading for the rock slab as well. This proved really popular. I feel like all the women might have scoped the lines together.
Yeah. Well, it's a small community, so we're all friends, and sometimes we share lines and ski the same ones.
Yep, hits it pretty smooth now. It looks like she's going to go pretty big on the cliff. You can't really grind it. Oh,
Woo!
massive.
That was sick.
Oh, it was kind of nerve-wracking from our angle because it looked like she was going to hit the main buttress to her right, our left.
That was, wow, that was really impressive, the way she took that. And you can see that the takeoff is super steep, and she just flew through it. Wow, that was, super impressive. I wouldn't have done it better.
That is a pretty impressive run. I'm really interested to see what the judges make of that, because I guess she wasn't quite as controlled through it, but that ambition and line, that was pretty epic.
Oh, second place, so they liked it.
Second place, they did like it, yeah. It's something kind of felt like we saw with the ski men, where they were really rewarding people that went for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I definitely understand the judging here. Like, she hit less features at the top, but this one was so technical, and yeah, pretty gnarly drop that she did actually.
Apologies, we didn't have an interview with Cindy. Hopefully we'll have one after our next and final rider. Oh God, where has this morning gone?
So
Elena Mitrangova.
Both Malena and Jess are guaranteed a podium spot.
Yes.
I'm really happy for them.
So, last rider out. That is the scene at the bottom, and that is the scene at the top. Well, the weather looks a lot better up there than it looks down here. Helly's got a big view across towards Mont Blanc, and yeah, things are looking pretty good. The organisers done a good job to get everyone through with this weather.
Yeah.
This is the final rider of the 2019 from Nendaz Freeride. Here she goes, dropping in.
Getting the grab.
Yeah, nice and layer to start.
I think the judges will really like that. Taking a different approach, more to the looker's left of the face. Hit that one super good. Perfect landing.
So she's pushing out pretty hard. Looker's left, now coming a bit more fall line. This is a cliff that we saw Caro hit, and she hits it pretty much in the same place. Kind of wonder if there's something on the takeoff straight on that doesn't look good, because they both kind of kicked off it left.
Yeah. Going.
Yeah, it looks like she's got aligning another air.
Nice.
So again, pushing out left. Are we going to see her hit this little cliff that we saw a lot of the snowboard men hit earlier on? Decides to go fall line instead. And again, that's got to be one of the most error-free competitions I've seen for a long time. That's super smooth, hey?
No crash, almost no backslaps. This is, yeah, it's crazy. These girls were on fire today.
I don't think that will be enough for first place,
no.
But you never know. Judges have had a couple of different takes on things today. 64.
So, wow, I think if my math is good, I think Jessica just qualified for the World Tour right now.
Your maths better be pretty good, because there's a lot of ranking points there.
Yeah, she did. She got 3 first places in 4-star comps, so I don't think anyone can overtake her now.
So she will be joining you in Hakuba and kicking horse. Let's have a quick look at the results with comedy time in the helicopters flying about 20 metres away from us. But Jess picks up another gold medal for New Zealand in a pretty horrible week for her country. It's been an amazing day here on Mongon. Malène Madsen takes second place and Charlène Plaisance takes third. That is a downdraft from the heli. Someone's got a sense of humour. And his work is done in the helicopter and he is on his way. What a competition here. It was kind of nerve-wracking beforehand because the weather didn't really look like it was playing ball, and it's worked brilliantly.
Somehow we always get lucky in Nendaz. Every year it's decent condition, or more than decent actually, and just the best show.
Right, so we're going to bring you the best of the women's ski action, and hopefully we'll have an interview with our winner. So let's check out the best of the action from the ski women, the final category represented here today. So concludes another magical edition of this Nendaz Freeride World Tour qualifying, the 2019 edition. The 13th edition is done, and I've got another very special guest in the commentary box. Introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Where do you come from?
Yeah, so I'm Emile Lavoie. I'm Director of Communications for Freeride World Tour. And it's a pleasure to be here today in Nendaz. It's such a beautiful day, beautiful face. And yeah, really impressed with the quality of the event here in Nendaz. It's such a good event here, and the level is mind-blowing. We've seen some really good skiing, really good snowboarding for all categories today. And yeah, it's really good to see the sport, you know, growing so fast and so well. It's really healthy, and yeah, it's a pleasure to see that.
Yeah, I mean, this is about as close as you can get to the main Freeride World Tour. And this is, from your point of view, I guess, barely one notch below.
Yeah,
I mean, the standard is so high.
Honestly, the level of skiing we've seen today is pretty much on par with what we see on the Freeride World Tour. And
we're just going to go down to Cindy. Sorry to interrupt you. She's got an interview with our winner.
So, how did you feel now? A lot of emotion for you?
Definitely a lot of emotions going around at the moment. I'm unbelievably stoked, and yeah, pretty stoked.
And maybe a few words about your run, a big cliff in the middle?
Yeah, no, I'm really stoked I hit that. I was a bit nervous coming into it. Definitely it was pretty blind. So I was like, it's just, yeah, didn't know if I was going to clear the rocks, to be honest. But yeah, just paid it over. So yeah, pretty happy.
And for the next season, what's happened?
I think I might have just made the tour.
Ah, okay. So nice. We wish you very good luck for the next season, but enjoy your day before. Okay.
Sorry, I interrupted you there. We were talking about what a great event this is, and how, yeah, it's like one notch below the Freeride World Tour.
Yeah, so basically it's almost on par with what we see on the tour, and we're obviously witnessing some athletes that are ready to go on the tour, and the level is there. And honestly, year after year, the level just keeps going up, and it's such a nice thing to see the sport progressing so fast and so well. So yeah, I think Nendaz is probably one of the biggest 4-star qualifiers we have here in the world. So really happy to see the great coverage that we can showcase this nice event to the whole world.
And it must be great for you as well, the way the Nendaz Freeride kind of spreads the love of freeriding. We've got so many different age groups and categories and styles, and we've got the Freeride Village, and we've got courses where people can learn. There's so much going on, and that's great for the sport, hey?
Yes, I mean, massive thanks to the organization of the Nendaz Freeride. They do such a great job. It's a super professional event. And I mean, the event is going on for 2 weeks. and we see all the levels of the sport having their place to compete. And really to enjoy the spirit of free riding, which is just having fun with your friends.
And I think one of the things that's really impressive for me, I arrived towards the end of last week. The organisers obviously are completely fried, but the passion they have for this, most of them are locals, and the passion they have for the event is so cool to see.
Yeah.
That they're still fired up, they're still working hard. It's amazing to see. It's a really extraordinary competition, and as you say, they deserve a big pat on the back. Believe we can go down to Cindy. She's got an interview with all of our winners. So down to you, Cindy.
Alors Oscar, comment t'as passé la fin de ton run et puis tu t'es remis de tes émotions?
Ouais, tout bon. J'ai eu beaucoup de coups de téléphone, j'ai surtout appelé la famille, les copains, et puis ils étaient tous super contents, donc ça fait plaisir.
Et puis peut-être quelle va être la suite de ta saison maintenant?
Du coup, je pars aux États-Unis la semaine prochaine pour une 4 étoiles aux États-Unis, et ensuite la grande finale en Autriche début avril.
Donc on se réjouit de te retrouver là-bas. D'ici là, profite encore un peu de ta journée.
Merci beaucoup.
And you, Jessica, so what is now for the season, the rest of the season you plan?
I plan to get as much skiing as possible done in St. Anton with some really, really good mates. Yeah. And just keep training. I've got a couple more competitions to do, but we'll see how that goes.
So, and do a big training for the World Tour.
You got to start hucking big. I got to start jumping off some big cliffs and getting used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to say something to your family or your friends?
Yeah, I would like to say hey to my mum and dad and my little brother and all my family. But also I'd really like to mention what happened in Christchurch a couple of days ago, the shooting in the mosques in Christchurch. Pretty sad about that. Just want to know that, all of us here, we support the families and everything that went on. We're pretty gutted to say the least.
So thanks a lot for this moment, and now try to enjoy the rest of the day, okay? And see you later on the podium.
Yeah, sounds good.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Ah, il y a encore Solane. Salut. Solane, une deuxième place aujourd'hui.
Ouais, super content. Évidemment, il y a Oscar qui arrive toujours à passer devant moi, donc mais voilà, il fait des super runs et c'est clair que il se tombe tout quoi. Donc.
Et puis pour toi, un highlight de ton run, qu'est-ce qui s'est bien passé, le plus beau truc que tu as fait à ton avis?
Ça c'est une question difficile. Tout était assez bien, tout était. Je pensais le faire mieux même, être plus propre en réception encore. Mais super content d'être là quoi.
Merci encore d'être venu à Nanda et puis on se voit aussi tout à l'heure sur le podium.
Ouais, carrément, à toutes.
À toutes.
Salut.
So it's been another magical morning here in Nanda. Here is the very best of the action across 4 categories, men and women, ski and snowboard. This was Nanda 2019, the best of. Sit back, enjoy, and remember some of these incredible runs. Nendaz, but the Four Valleys is far from done because next week we've got the culmination of the Freeride World Tour, the Verbier Extreme. You must be super excited about that.
Super excited. Freeride World Tour Grand Final. Weather period March 23rd to 31st, but there's lots happening right off the Friday, so Friday 22nd. There's lots of parties in town, lots of events happening at the Kermesse on the main street. And obviously on the Saturday, the day that we're hoping to hold the competition, I was just talking to Nicholas Hellwood this morning, the CEO for Freeride World Tour. Apparently the face is looking really good right now, so we're really hoping to have the event on the Saturday.
It's on the legendary Bec de Ross, of course.
On the Bec de Ross, and there's a really nice viewing area, the Audi viewing area, with lots of food and obviously drinks, so everybody can come and cheer. And yeah, lots of excitement for that grand final, and really hope that everybody can come and watch it. And otherwise, please follow Freeride World Tour social media, Instagram, Facebook, where we're going to post tons of videos and updates on the competition, and obviously the live stream if you can't make it on site.
There you go. If you're in the area, make sure you get yourself along to Verbier. It's a fantastic full day of entertainment. As you say, I was quite lucky, went in the heli yesterday. We flew over the Bec de Ross. Conditions look amazing. It's the most legendary face. Most people are happy just to get down it, and people are going big off it. It's the most amazing combination of the season.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Bec de Ross is the most gnarliest, craziest face we can have for a competition. I don't think people even understand how steeped, engaged, and crazy that face is and what these guys are throwing down on that face. So it's really going to be a great show and something not to miss, March 23rd to 31st.
You heard it here. Don't miss it. But you guys have had a pretty long season already, hey?
Yeah, amazing season.
But it feels like you've had I mean, I've only been watching the live streams, but it feels like you've had good conditions everywhere you've been.
Yeah, really good conditions. I mean, first off, first day in Japan, perfect Bluebird day. Locals never see that, and then it just kept going, kicking horse. Fieberbrunn, a little bit challenging conditions, obviously, in Aldino. There was less snow, but overall, really lucky and stoked to finish it off here in Verbier.
Fantastic. Well, that's pretty much it from us here in Nendaz today. We've got a little teaser coming up for you of the Verbier Freeride culmination of the Freeride World Tour, I should say, which will be taking place next week. But that is pretty much it for Nendaz 2019. It's been the most amazing event, as it always seems to be. Thank you very much to everyone involved, from the organisers, all my guests, the skiers, the guys that fly the heli, the logistics guys, the guys that organise it. Thank you to everyone. And, of course, you guys watching it at home. There's not much point sitting here if you're not watching us. So thank you, guys. Thank you to everyone who made this event happen, and we will see you next year.